Howdy, folks. Welcome to Courts of Everest, our original D&D campaign. I am Joe Treff, your DM this evening and most, and joining me are my friends, Matt, Vincent, Tina, Kara, and not... It messes me up when somebody's gone.
And Marital Bliss.
And Hannah, who is Marital Bliss.
I am.
Alana is not with us tonight. They are critiquing art, or I think... or something.
She's doing something important.
It's fancy. But Alana, if you're watching and you get done early or somebody pulls the fire alarm, come on down. Door's open.
Ooh. But don't let the cat down.
Yeah, don't let the cat downstairs. We're going to play D&D, but before we do, a couple of quick announcements. First of all, I forgot to pull up my announcements. First of all, we played Starfinder last night. I could tell you that because I was there. If you missed it, you can see it when it re-airs on our YouTube at Alberon RPG, which is, I believe, at noon, followed by this at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also at Alberon RPG on a number of different social media things, but most importantly, Instagram, where you can see whatever comes up on the table, which is currently this battle map.
Not battle map. We haven't started a battle or anything. We're just
Joe
walking.
called it a battle map. That means
We're walking
fighting.
over a bridge.
It's
There's
our
no
visual
battle.
perspective.
We're fine.
It's a visual perspective. That's what I should have used. But you can see that in much greater detail on Instagram at Alberon RPG. I think that's all that I have in terms of announcements for this week. And so without any further ado, we can get into this session of Courts of Everest. Starfinder party.
In fairness.
Wandering Hearts, last we played, you looted the goblin camp that you had taken great care to establish different elements of, some of you going through root cellars and other bits. Valis, you going through the main tent of this area, pulled aside elements of a bed-like structure that I can't remember who, but one of you recognized was a little bit squishier than it ought to be, and found a goblinoid creature with 6 faces stretching down its torso that seemed to be twisted into the flesh itself, all merged. What was that?
I disliked all of that.
Yeah. And as you investigated this and found other elements around this camp, the various goblin corpses began to move and groan and react. And with this, your dog also, who had been reacting pretty strongly that entire time, bolted away, and you were plunged into combat against a creature known as a soul tormentor, which drew its resources from the goblin creatures around it. It was a relatively easy fight once you were able to deal radiant damage to it, but you made your climb out, following the kobold named Toes, and reached an area that would allow you to climb up and back into the Candlewood Forest. It was a narrow space and quite steep to climb, but after a couple initial miscues, primarily by Billy, you did make your way up, and to an area filled with the same kind of mist that you had left, and a sort of thicker forest than you remembered. And you did see, which Toes had told all of you to be on the lookout for, a number of white, not quite rocks that stretched out into a line and formed almost an invisible barrier. He advised all of you not to cross it, for doing so does burn a little bit, but bade that you follow it until you found a bridge that seemed to cross over nothing. And eventually you did find this bridge, with a little bit of help from Rez and Ori, and as you attempted to cross, with Ori leading the way, found yourself shunted across, not able to, though, or you did keep your feet and found no further ill effect.
That's gross.
And Billy, as you step forwards, trying to poke this, first with your sword, did nothing, and so trying to push through, that is where we begin this evening. And Billy, as you are shunted backwards, could you make a strength saving throw, please?
I did at the beginning.
Oh, you
It was
did.
a natural
True.
20.
Natural
Yes.
20, right.
And
right.
it pierced through with the sword.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Then a spooky bird.
And then a
And then a spooky
Then a
bird,
spooky bird.
that seemed like dog.
All right.
Oh, spooky
Yeah, let's
bird.
see.
Yeah,
Right,
spooky bird said, "Come home." It seemed like
I
it-
watched to the last
Then he
25
goes,
minutes, and then I was like, oh, I know all this. I did for the recap.
There it is.
and that is
That was
why
it.
I thought that it had already been decided whether.
Fair
Billy
enough.
had
It
already-
had. I just don't think I told you.
That's why.
So-
Okay, there it is. It's
As
all
you
come together.
look up at that bird, Billy, not Kara, you can see this dark bird looks at you and you hear whispered in your mind, "Come home, Billy." And at that exact moment, you, even with this natural 20, are shunted 15 feet back. You don't get knocked down. You take no damage. But with that natural 20, as you push back, you look up and you try to figure out what these figures, these two statues might mean. There is something to them. And in that brief second with a natural 20, go ahead and make a perception check. And this is kind of what you glance around the side at these two statues.
21.
21. So with the 21, in that brief second, while your feet were beginning to slide back along the cobblestones, you look to the left and you look to the right. And these are two statues that look like maybe elven faces. But most notably, they're almost identical, and that doesn't seem to be the most important feature of the statue. And then you are scraped backwards. At this moment, Alina, you hear from Rez, you remember that thing that we saw?
Which thing? We've seen a lot of things.
The thing that's coming towards us, I think. And
What?
he kind of gestures. And often in this direction, the
Oh,
direction that you had seen this large shape displacing the mist, there seems to be the mist now swirling in a more agitated manner. And is there anything that any of you guys are doing?
Do we also see this now?
I mean, Rez says this out loud, not in your
okay.
mind, and so very much meant to
Yeah,
warn all of
looking
you.
over and seeing what's coming and getting ready to shoot it.
Make a perception check.
Can more than one of us look?
Everybody can make a
I
perception.
would like to look. Yeah.
Also
I like
21.
to. I like to examine the statues.
Okay. You walk up to the statues, make an investigation check.
Does Rez get to make a check on top of what he has seen already?
No, he had
was
that
his
check because he was supposed to be on the lookout.
I get it. Natural 20.
Natural.
Nice.
14.
14.
Billy's still focused
Grace.
on the statues.
Grace.
19.
Okay. You're focused on the statues, but you're also focused on staying safe. You want to make sure both are happening, and in doing so, none really do. But for the rest of you, you turn and you can see there is this large shape that is moving through the mist. And right as you feel it is about to crest through, you can see this dark silhouette. There is a... and the mist just swirls, and there is a large empty space that just is closed by the mist. Cheshire, with a natural 20, you watch as several shapes just out to the sides around you. And Cheshire, you see something that the others do not.
She's over here.
You can see it from the back. It just covers the front, you know?
Moving around to this side, there are spectral forms that are almost certainly ghosts. And
Spooky ghosts?
Friendly ghosts?
you can see they're holding gift baskets that are addressed to the
nice.
wandering hearts.
Oh.
No, they don't see
That's
that.
too many. You don't need that many.
Pecans
That's
in
okay.
there?
There we go.
Well, they don't look necessarily.
And Cheshire, in that moment, as there's that and the swirl of mist and that big space behind, you get the sense that not only did these shapes just out to the side and that was part of that, there is a much larger shape that stepped backwards.
Question.
Yeah.
When you say large, does it put us in the mind of a very large creature, or are we talking of like way bigger
Cheshire,
than a creature?
when you saw this with your natural 20, the space that it occupied was probably at least 10 to 15 feet across. but looking up, you weren't able to see where it ended. It was quite tall.
I wish to go hide in the shrubbery.
Okay, make a stealth check. So in this moment, everything kind of slows down as you are aware of the fact that these spirits are around the side and probably about to close in. Everybody has time to do one thing. Cheshire is hiding.
Which bushes you want, babe? These?
That one, yeah.
Billy's gonna just quickly look and see if the statues are doing anything. I guess.
Okay.
Want investigate statue, but no time. So make sure statues still look like statue.
Okay, action perception check. You made a stealth check. What was that?
25.
25. And then Valis, what are you doing?
I'm not aware that we're being surrounded by ghosts, right?
No, I think Cheshire just kind of popped into the bushes.
I'll continue to investigate the statue.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna bonus action eye for detail and attack if I see anything after that.
Make an investigation check.
So I saw that something is happening, right?
When Rez told you that, you saw that there's the movement. You don't see shapes moving around the peripheries.
Okay. So I'm going to say out loud, Rez, while we fight whatever is coming at us, I want you to keep investigating these statues and see if you can figure out how we can get through.
Okay.
Wait, something
Just keep
coming
looking
at us?
and just tell me what you see.
It's in the brain.
Oh, okay.
18. With an 18,
Oh, good
you
thing I
look,
talked
your
about
eyes
that, huh?
search,
that
and
rain
you
talk?
see nothing.
No, it
And
wasn't.
what
Oh,
Cheshire
I
is
said it out
seeing,
loud.
to be clear, Cheshire is seeing invisible creatures, and she is seeing like the faces and the arms just through the trail and the mist that it's leaving. Not even really seeing the creatures, but aware of where they are. So I forget. And you did.
Well, I told Rez what I wanted him to do, and including, I'm like, just do what you always do and do the thing where you're like, okay, I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing this.
Billy, what was your check?
10.
And then yours for investigation was.
Oh. 8 this time.
Okay.
Better.
So, as this is happening, Billy and Valis, the two of you, look at these statues, looking to see what they're all about. And Valis, you turn and you're not really willing to cross this line. You've seen everybody get shunted by. And so without looking on either side, you're just seeing the backs of these marble-like shapes. Billy, same with you, but there is almost certainly something important to these. When you step by them, they're identical. They didn't look like they were designed to move. You saw no evidence of them moving. They're just exactly as they are.
Could I try something as I investigate them?
Sure.
I want to try to walking backwards.
Sure. So everybody go ahead and roll for initiative. And Valis, you can start 5 feet on the other side. Of the statue.
That worked? Rad.
Damn, that's crazy.
And it was like, even last week, I was like, no, these are the gates so that when you approach them, and you know.
When you heard that, I was like, I really hope they don't just turn around and walk backwards. But if
We are the group
you
who
could-
struggled to solve a lock that was just the word open.
To be fair,
You can see my face. I looked back. You can see my face die a little bit when you said that, and I was like, oh no.
So I wasn't wrong. I am just dumb.
to be fair, you didn't have me for the open puzzle lock.
That's true.
That's also true.
Alrighty. Let's
Valis is just like watching the four of us struggle, 5 of us, and just like, open.
Anybody natural 20? Anybody 25 to 20?
21.
Also one for Billy.
You have the higher dex, I believe.
So Ori and then Billy. Anybody 20 to 15?
19.
19 for Cheshire. 15 to 10.
14 for Alina, and 12 for President.
Okay, and then 15 to 10.
Oh no!
Valis?
Valis is too busy solving puzzles to fight. 4.
Oh
Is he walking backwards?
He's moonwalking and got all of his attention.
Put that one away! Put it away!
I think it's been 2, 6, and 4
I'll
of
give it
your
one more
last
shot.
initiatives.
Oh,
I think.
okay, well, I've got a
out
dice
this
jail
new
over here
move
for
I
it to be a
learned.
bad guy with other bad guys.
Okay. Has one more shot.
So, the way that this works out, Ori is starting us off, followed by Billy, then Cheshire, then Alina, then Rez, then entities, then Valis, and then more entities. So, Ori, at the moment you haven't seen anything. Everybody is reacting to these things happening, and all at once there is this kind of combat sensation in the air. But what are you doing?
I'm like, what's that? What's happening? And I'm gonna bonus action eye for detail,
Okay, yeah, go for it.
or the one that I can. Yeah, you know the one. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Now I see
Fantastic.
shit, right?
You do. You can see everything that Cheshire just kind of had described. These 5 individual kind of shapes just streaking through, all currently invisible, but you can see these humanoid shapes as they through just thick parts of fog.
Does it look like they're getting into a battle formation, or are they coming actively to attack
You are
us?
seeing them go, and they are about to like
Fanning.
hook in. So
Okay.
yeah, this
Pincer
is almost
formation.
certain.
All right. I'm gonna attack
what to do with
the one nearest on the larger flanking side, I guess, with the better shot that I have over here.
Alrighty.
And do I have advantage
You do.
anyway? Oh, okay. 22, I believe. One sec.
22. 22 is absolutely
24.
24. Not a hit anymore.
Damn.
Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Sneak attack. Sneak attack. And no, I'm not gonna use it yet. Oh, plus, yeah, I'm not gonna use the charge yet. That's pretty good. 22 points of magical piercing.
Very nice.
And that is it for me. Well, actually, did Valis, you didn't say anything about discovering what you discovered?
No, I
Valis just kind
figured
of
out.
turned
Yeah.
and like
But
stepped backwards.
surely we all saw that.
I don't think so
I
because
was
right
focused
now
on
there's
what
this
the fuck's
tension
going
in the
on.
air.
Everyone was
Yeah.
looking for combat,
I
and
was-
no one told.
yeah.
The
I
only
think
person,
there was-
Billy is the only person who saw it because
Yeah.
Billy is looking at the stuff.
I was actively looking around to see what was coming
But Rez is looking at the
because
statue,
of
so
what
maybe
Rez
he's
had
not.
said.
Yeah, on Rez's turn, he'll absolutely tell you. Unfortunately,
I'm sure.
Rez goes after you. So,
So I'm gonna hold my position.
okay, no problem. As you throw this arrow out and the crossbow bolt through the mist, as it hits, you see this spirit suddenly flicker and become, though still spectral, much more visible. And all of a sudden, you can see just this elven female face sneer at you and just kind of continue to accelerate along that route. But that is your turn, Ori. That brings us to Billy. Billy, you watch as Valis looks at the statue and then kind of turns, and in looking at the face, just steps backwards through and does not get propelled back.
They're surrounding us.
Billy kind of turns around and is like, I guess we have to go this way, and just like walks backwards through.
I like to imagine Billy's
One,
sourpuss
two.
face while walking backward, which is something that I don't think anybody can do. And look
What is the radius on your sword?
The radius?
Yeah. It has an effect.
What do you mean radius?
It has an effect in which it.
The glows.
Never mind. I'll talk to you later. So,
Surprise,
phase.
motherfucker.
Oh,
step across.
the glow?
yeah,
I'll let you know. Hold on.
the one radius that it has attached to it.
Did Kara just learn something new about her weapon?
I don't know if we discussed the radius.
It has. I'm almost positive we did, but maybe we didn't. Anyways,
Continue. I'll
you
get
step back. You step back across this bridge, and if you turn around, you do not get shunted back across. You stand parallel to Valis now.
I hate this so much. And Billy looks around for possible surroundings because that's all she really knows is somebody's surrounding us, but she can't see anything.
Make a perception check. At the corner of your eye, before you do that, for what it's worth, you do see this bird still just staring at you. And though birds can't really smile, they lack lips, it almost looks like it is. You can see a twist in the corner of the eye that is very human.
Oh, if Billy sees that, Billy's gonna shoot off an Eldritch Blast at that.
Go for it.
Fuck
Make your attack
that.
roll. It's.
Billy.
I would say, what is the range on Eldritch Blast?
120 feet. Which tree is,
the
it
bird
in?
on here?
Yeah, no problem.
I mean, if we can
It's
see.
fine. It's a 15 anyways.
That is a hit.
Oh, hey! Fuck you, bird! both bolts are gonna go hit it. So there's first bolt is 8 plus 4 is 12 points of force damage.
Okay.
And then the second bolt is 22 for 11 points of force damage.
So you see this bird just sneers at you, and as it does, you throw this Eldritch Blast. It streaks almost 50 feet away and into this tree, and it hits. And at first, you see a puff of black feathers, and you hear this strangled, and then a second hit, and you see just a tiny little burst of air leave lungs, as not a bird, but a small humanoid figure just drops from the tree into the ground in the mist.
Where?
What the fuck?
It's the
that on the
tree on the
battlefield,
very
or-
edge of the battlefield that it doesn't have any top to it.
The big one over
Yeah.
there.
Oh, I see.
The big stumpy.
So now
Anything else, Billy?
The one that's further.
That's all I can do, but
I only have a goblin with me, but you can just put that guy down there if it's helpful.
Is it this tree?
Yeah.
Oh, this one here?
Yes. That is your turn, Billy. That brings us to Cheshire. Cheshire, you jump in the bushes. You turn. You can see these spirits, one now much more visible, streaking around towards you.
Am I within 90 feet of that clump?
Yeah. The clump of what? The.
These three?
Yeah, those three.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Surely.
30,
I just can't see all the grid.
I think you're 55 feet away.
Wonderful.
Looks like.
Confusion. 10-foot radius, trying to catch all of them.
Nice.
What kind of saving throw is
It
that?
is a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay. Boy, I am not rolling great tonight. Okay, so that is going to be.
Damn, that's great.
That is going to be.
I'm so
a
sorry for you.
9.
That's a failure.
Everything else is lower. So that's what happens to him.
Affected targets can't take reactions and must roll a d10 at the start of each of their turns to determine the behavior for that turn.
Hey.
And does this have a status ring?
It does not.
Very nice. All right, so that is your turn, Cheshire. At the end of your turn, you can see these creatures all of a sudden just back and forth. Yeah.
Magical sword made of an unknown blue tinged silver ore that changes to look like a slightly opaque navy blue glass under moonlight. There's nothing about radius
Okay.
in here.
No worries.
What the fuck does it do?
That is
Something with a radius.
Cheshire. Anything else?
And I'm just gonna stay hidden in the shrubbery.
Alrighty. And that's a D10, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is Cheshire's turn. That brings us to Alina.
All right. So did Alina hear what Billy said, and did she see Billy turn around and walk through backwards?
I would say, like, no problem. You can turn around as a free action, and you see Billy is facing you, like, stepping across this bridge.
Billy just shouted, I guess we have to go this way.
She did say that. So,
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So Alina's gonna be like, "What the? Okay." And then turn around, boop, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Has she safely made it through?
As you turn around and you walk backwards, absolutely.
All right, so Alina is gonna free action say to Rez, never mind, change of plans, go backwards across the bridge, and then go find someone to bother. An enemy to bother.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
Starts hovering around Ori's head like, hey! Oh no, probably be little guy. He's on good terms with Ori now.
Yeah, they love each other. Okay, and then let's see. Can I see any hostile creatures with just what's happened so far?
Not at the moment.
The one that I hit.
But based on where it is, it's like right behind a tree. Probably not. Yeah.
Okay, so Alina is gonna. Obviously there's action over here, but Billy shot at something over there.
Yeah.
And so
Might be good just to throw a shatter over there, just in case.
Alita's gonna be like, Billy, what did you just shoot at? And then can I do a perception check to see,
Yeah,
to just
absolutely.
look around and try to get my bearings?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, 22.
22. With a 22, all of a sudden, as you scan around, you can see that there is movement coming here, and you see a shape moving, and a lot of movement, and so probably more than one. You see movement coming from over here. Maybe not the figures themselves, but enough that you could make an attack at disadvantage if you wanted.
Next turn. Do I see anything about, like, do I see anything on the ground over there?
Over there, maybe a tiny shape. The mist is moving around, but it's
Okay.
small.
But nothing's moving
Correct.
anymore. Okay. And then last question. Is it foggy here for all intent, like mechanically foggy?
Correct.
It is.
Yes.
So attacks with disadvantage, like you said. Okay, I think that's everything.
Alrighty. Alina, you get a good feel for the battlefield. That brings us to Rez, who just goes, yeah, no, I got it. Bataflam backwards. And he just kind of like little lopsidedly makes his way through. And if he goes backwards, is not shunted.
Nice. 6. It's got a couple more squares of movement, so he's just gonna go this way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Off towards trouble.
And actually, so Alina told him to go find something to bother, so he's gonna use his full movement action.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Can he go in like? I know Alina didn't tell him what she saw, but can he?
I would say he probably just has to go straight, and so like
Just straight this way?
it can be straight, but like in a cardinal direction. So like
You just knock him over. Yeah.
Okay, so pick a direction.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He's gonna go this way. What?
that's the only thing about these trees is they look better, but it makes it a little harder to move stuff around. So I'm split on them.
Rez has landed there.
Okay,
They look so good.
I know, right?
They do look really good. Okay, and I think that's all he can do.
There you go. You can see more if people take pictures at Albron RPG. Oh shit! I'll pause real quick to let that sink in.
Thank you for the
I always do them
reminder.
at halftime.
That is Rez's turn. That brings us to an entity.
A new entity, not one of the 5 ghostly
entity.
entities on the table, or the one goblin.
Oh right. Well, we knew that something.
A much larger shape just appears at the edge of the fog. You can see towering, taller than the giants that you've seen, this massive creature. And it doesn't have a skull like that. It is a humanoid figure in the fog that seems to almost pull the fog into it and become this congealed mass that rolls through. And it has arms, and it has a vague face and garments, but really no more definition than that. And at the very end of its turn, you can see it and seems to be gesturing towards these groups. But that, I believe, give me just one quick second to reference its abilities. Is all that it can do.
Jeez.
Oh my god!
Does this creature look like what we're looking at?
No, it's got a
The only thing
humanoid
that's really
face.
different is it doesn't have chains and it doesn't have a skull face.
the
It
chains
is
is what I was
humanoid, though. That is all that it can do, and that brings us to
I
Valis.
don't like that. I love it, but I don't love it.
It's a great mini.
So
Tall.
Such a good meeting.
The only problem is they're kind of a common pull, so I have like 5 of them.
Do I
That
see?
means that you can just make an army.
I thought about it.
Do I see that the bad stuff is in this direction?
I think as this thing makes its way closer to the board, yeah, it's huge. And it really pulls the mist around it in, so it's very visible in the action that it makes.
Okay. Let's see. What's little guy doing?
Little guy seems to be pretty upset. I would say just barking loudly, but unlike the previous creature, it doesn't seem too certain as to what to be barking at, and is really just barking at everything at this point.
I'm gonna run forward, pick him up, turn him around, walk backwards with him in hand,
Okay.
facing away from the statue.
Very
Keep in mind.
nice. You lift
Walk
him up
through.
by his harness and you just run backwards through, and his little legs just wobbling around, no problem.
I'm gonna put him down here, and I'm gonna point in this direction, and
Okay.
I say hide.
For free, make an animal handling check.
Oh man. Oh my god. Alright, this one is going in the dice jail.
Okay. So, you say this, but he just keeps barking. You don't really get the sense that he's listening to you at the moment. Anything else, Valis?
Let's see. That was my movement. Was that also my action?
No, that was for free. And it's because it's whether or not he's going to listen to you. It isn't really you doing anything.
It's the dog's human handling check.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I'm going to move. So I'll take the move action.
Okay.
Oh, and in case they didn't hear,
Yeah.
I will say to them, you gotta walk through it backwards.
There you go.
I think that's why the statues are facing the other way. I'm gonna walk over here.
We wanted it to be more complicated than it was.
It's,
You'd think that we would have learned by now that Joe thinks we're idiots and constructs
it's
simple
definitely
puzzles.
not for that. There are things that you guys are very smart about, and I have to be very, very clever about. But
Not this, though.
no.
Just make everything
job,
really
though.
dumb, Joe. We'll overthink it every time.
We figured
Puzzles for second graders.
we figured out in
So-
about 1 minute in game time.
Yeah, it was really quick in game time. You've done everything very quick in game time. So, that is Valis' turn. Anything else, Valis? Sorry.
Nope.
Okay. So you grab little guy, you make your way back over the bridge, you shout this out, Minka nods and seems to understand. That brings us to the other entities. So, let's see here.
Oh boy.
Lovely.
Oh, why'd I move so close?
That's your thing, man. You're a melee guy.
They have to roll a d10 before they can do anything.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, for that group.
Yeah.
Thank you. 5.
The creature doesn't move or take actions this turn.
Never take actions this turn. There you go. So those creatures sit there, and Aura, you see as one becomes real, it begins to moan and it swipes at its fellows, and the other two ghosts seem to kind of like swirl and swipe, and there is a brief bickering that keeps them confused and in that moment.
All right.
But Valis, for you, these two do make contact with you, and the first one gets up next to you, and as it gets close, and you can see this face that looks very similar to your own, masculine, elvish, and then all of a sudden it begins to, and the mouth just widens and almost impossibly wide. Could you make a wisdom saving throw as you gaze upon this horrifying visage?
Sure. Ooh, we're starting to roll well now. 23.
23. With the 23, you look at this, and as you look, not only is this horrifying, but you feel this spirit try to draw your life force out, and you've already lost years of your memory. You feel like if you had failed this, you may have lost much more than that.
No, thank you. I've had memory loss for lunch.
And then as this creature stops and it begins to draw back to make attacks, the other one tries to leap into you. Can you make a charisma saving throw, please?
Same number on the die for a 26.
Very nice. For just a moment, as it just explodes into you, you feel your arms stretch against your will and go to strangle yourself. And in that moment, you break free and you resist this possession. Nice. That is all that they can do on this turn. And so that brings us to the top of the round to Ori.
So this big thing that just showed up here, pretty scary. I hit this through the wall without any issue, correct?
Say again?
I hit this guy and it seemed to have done something like...
Correct.
Okay. Noticing that, I don't know why I'm gonna stay where I am for now. Or I guess, do I have a line of sight here, or is this tree giving some like cover on the...
On who? What are you shooting at? The big guy?
I'm shooting at big...
Yeah, the big guy is so large, you have a clear shot.
Okay, cool.
They don't really benefit from cover.
Cool.
Side of a barn.
I'm gonna...
There's nothing on this. I'll put it this way. There's nothing here that is large enough to provide cover.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna use my insightful fighting against it.
But if you fight it in Manhattan, it's good to go.
True. So it needs to beat 22, contesting its deception.
That's 18, and so not quite high enough.
All right, so I can get sneak attack on it even without advantage. Do I have advantage at this moment?
I don't believe so. I think you're just be rolling flat.
rolling
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. That's a 19 on the die, so that's a 30.
A 30. Okay. Yeah, 30.
Shooting it in the face.
Absolutely. Yeah, that hits dead in the face. 30.
And yeah, I'm gonna make it one charge.
Okay.
And I'm also
One charge.
gonna have it do a wisdom save.
Okay.
20, I believe, beats it. I'm gonna say it probably does. I don't know what the DC is, but so it does not get frightened.
Okay.
But it's going to take 5 points of fire,
Okay.
and then it's fucking hard.
Come on, math
You
can.
got
It's always
this.
hard.
Math.
25 points of magical piercing and 5 fire.
Very nice. 25 points of magical piercing absolutely gets through. The 5 fire doesn't do as much as you would wish.
Okay.
But you see this arrow go through the flame almost immediately, just goes out within the body, but it seems to sink and
expended
actually
the
lodge
charge.
itself into the fog, and the fog almost dissipates to release it and seems to get smaller. Anything else, Ori?
You're like,
Thank you, Dan. You hear Ori mumbling through the mist. As is the tradition, that brings us to Billy, followed by Cheshire. Billy, you watch as a small shape drops where a bird once was.
Billy needs to investigate the shape. I'm sorry, Billy's focused on the shape.
Alina also asked you a question. Okay.
Oh.
She said, "What the hell were you shooting at?"
It was only 6 seconds ago.
Billy just like points off and is like, the fucking bird. And then goes after the bird.
So you rush forwards. How far are you moving?
She can move 6 spaces.
Okay.
I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to burn my Misty Step to go over there, and I think I am.
Girl. I mean, it is a bird.
No, you do you. This is Billy. Billy got it, Billy.
Billy got a Billy.
Billy got a Billy, yeah.
Bonus action Misty Step,
Okay. You
which gets me there.
You're there, the mist parting before you and forming almost a portal that you appear on the other side of. When you get over there, you appear right above this figure, and you can see it is not a bird, though there are feathers still falling around him. This was a bird a moment ago. Now you see, breathing shallowly, a halfling. This halfling in tattered clothing, like leather. The eyes flutter open for just a second, and he just says, "Did it work? Am I big now?" And he just goes unconscious. Anything else, Billy?
Do I get the do I get the sense that this was either like a hag bargain or like a hag has like been utilizing them?
For free, make a sense motive check. And this is because you burned such an expensive resource for this.
It's Friday. It's insight.
Sorry.
It's Friday inside.
Insight.
It's a 10.
It's a 10. Hard to tell.
Yeah, of course.
Friday night.
Anything else, Billy?
Insight.
Ooh, I like that.
I guess
Thursday night, mostly fight.
look up, no birds.
You look around, and there are still a few blackbirds. They're in the process of like flying away. You see none that are leering at you the way that this one was.
All right, Billy's gonna turn around and fire off an Eldritch Blast at one of the ghosts for Valis.
Okay. Make an attack roll at disadvantage. You still have a vague idea that they're there now that people have pointed them out, but you don't see them.
dodge to do that. Otherwise, Alina was going to have to chase up after.
It's a 9.
It's a 9 as a miss, unfortunately. You toss these Eldritch Blasts, but at such a great range and still like glancing down at this body, don't make a hit. Anything else, Billy?
That's all my actions.
Alrighty, Cheshire, what would you like to do? Alina, you are on deck.
Telepathically to Ori. There's a whole bunch of ghosts.
Yeah, I saw them.
They split off.
Yeah, I saw them.
I don't know how many.
5.
Have fun with that. And that's it.
Okay. You use your action, your bonus action, full action, telecommunicate to Ori. That is your turn. That brings us to Alina.
All right.
That's
I mean,
like an
even
improvement
doing
in,
nothing with an
Ori,
action other than communicating,
relationship.
Cheshire is still crowd controlling 3 ghosts.
That's true.
And they do get a save at the end of their turn. Yeah, but they're
feel like we-
still.
Sorry.
No. Anyways,
We've all learned at this point that Cheshire do be crowd controlling.
Alina, what you want to do?
All right. So, did Alina see the Eldritch Blast come from Billy's direction?
Almost impossible because it got real close to you, uncomfortably close.
All right. So, knowing then that Billy has turned her attention to this side, Alina is going to abandon what she was going to do, which is chase after Billy. All right. So she seeing big lady here, big spooky lady. I'm just gonna. Oh, it's spooky. Oh, no, we're fine.
I tried to get most of them. I didn't get all of them, but yeah, just to confuse you guys.
That's okay. So she's gonna skirt around here,
Okay.
and she's going to flank this one for Valis.
Okay.
This guy.
Yeah. Actually,
Oh no! We got a whoa.
Oh.
Grumps, yeah. Remind me, because I can never keep track of this. If I make a ranged attack while standing next to an enemy, do I get disadvantage?
If you're making it at that enemy,
No, at a different enemy.
I believe you can make it at normal.
Okay.
Do you get an attack of opportunity, or is that Starfinder?
That's Starfinder.
Okay.
In 5e, I believe you do get disadvantage.
Yeah, I
No matter who
do.
you
I
attack.
just kind of was hoping that.
You'd always shoot before you get there.
Well, that is. I'm deciding whether to shoot before or after I get there. Yes.
Yes, it is a disadvantage.
Okay. So, but when I'm 10 feet away, I'll take the shot and then go in.
Okay, no problem. So as you are running, your hooves dun, 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 on the grass, you throw these Eldritch Blasts. Make your attack roll.
So I'm gonna throw one at a time, because I wanna see what happens after the first one.
Sure.
Woo! Is it cocked? It kind of looks cocked.
Put a die on it.
Yeah, no, it is, because when I pushed it, yeah. Okay. Oh. That's gonna be a 25 to hit.
25 hits.
All right, let's go ahead and do damage. That's gonna be 8 points of force and 3 bludgeoning.
3 bludgeoning, 8 points of force. Okay.
Does the force appear to be doing the amount that I would expect it to?
1 second here. So as you throw this, you look and it seems as if the force damage is the full amount that you would expect.
Nice. And then the second blast that I throw, I'm gonna turn and throw it at this ghost here.
Okay. That's the other one.
The inflanked, or it had been flanked, but you backed up a little.
Did one of them get hit that I could see? It was one of no, it's without a perception
Probably
check.
not, yeah.
Okay, so just the one that I'm closer to. That's gonna be a 24 to hit.
That hits.
And so that's going to be 7 points of force. And again, same question. Does it appear to do the full amount of damage?
It does. You would imagine these creatures, though they're different in size, they're pretty similar in terms of their constitution.
Okay, so I'm going to yell out as loud as I can, Billy, force damage! And then in the same breath, I'm going to go, and Rez, find an enemy to bother again. Still, do it. You know what to do.
I'm working on it. Yeah, I got you.
I know. Okay, and then she's going to take the step and flank. And with the last 6 seconds, or with the last of her 6 seconds, she's going to say to Valis, you're welcome.
So really, it's like an auctioneer rushing through the forest and then slamming into these ghosts with Eldritch Blast, but no problem. That is your turn, Alina. That brings us to Rez, who says, I'm trying!
Yeah.
And he flaps over. And I
Turns
think
to his
now that
left
there
and
are
sees
people
the
engaged,
giant.
he can join into this little scrum with these ghosts if you wish.
Okay. Excuse you.
Oh, I was gonna move him for you.
Well,
Which way is he going? Because you can see everybody now.
yeah, I know. So
He's gonna.
I want to move my own toy. Thank you.
Well, like, because I haven't decided where he's going yet. He's gonna go. He's gonna bother the big one.
Okay.
Bother
because
Big Mama.
I think people are gonna take shots at her eventually, and so he's just gonna be there, bothering her, probably.
No problem.
Until
So he
she,
looks
goes,
up, he sees this, he looks around, he doesn't see any other ghosts. They're all invisible or out of his line of sight. And he just goes, ah, shit. And he just goes towards this creature.
He is currently invisible until he takes the help action.
He's trying
Oh,
as
no.
hard as he can to be extra invisible.
Yeah.
But that is his turn. That brings us to this larger creature. So now a little bit closer at the start of its turn. It is not going to have to double move, but it is going to just turn completely unconcerned by res. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Res, what res?
Here.
Does Rez get an opportunity attack?
He should, because he's next to her.
Unless she's got a like incorporated.
For what it's worth, that will break his invisibility.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, he can't do enough damage to make it worth it.
Okay.
Not
So
access
this
the-
creature just turns and right by Rez. You hear Rez just go, "Hey, get back here!" But just floats forward. You can see
reaction
because I'm smart.
this strange humanoid-looking face turns, and though it has no eyes, Alina, it does seem to be looking directly at you. It holds up this single arm, and you watch as the fog around it begins to glow in several points of light. And Alina, you take 2 points of force damage. Valis,
Was
where
that?
are you?
No one makes-
Is that
no one
from
makes
a
me take
spell-like effect?
It is.
You take 1 damage
Hey!
And why is that?
as my aura of warding protects you.
Yes.
Because you're within 10 feet. I think it's half damage from spells, essentially.
And then Valis, you take. You take 11 points of force damage.
Is that halved already?
No, that's not halved. And so this creature just points, and all of a sudden the mist lights up and streaks towards you, almost like tiny little magic missiles. And that is all that it is going to do on its turn. That brings us to Valis. Valis, what would you like to do? The other
Well-
creatures are on deck.
Well, I have a flank, so I might as well flank it. So do I have flanking on this ghost? That is between
You and
Rez?
Alina, yeah.
I didn't mean to determine your next turn, so sorry about that.
25 to hit.
Yes, absolutely, that hits.
Here's the problem that I think we're going to find out, though. 6 damage.
6 points of damage. What kind of damage is this?
Slashing.
What kind of
Mundane.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing, Valis.
Yeah, I saw
Mundane
this.
slashing, it isn't really quite effective in the way that you wish. In fact, it is completely ineffective.
Oh. Okay.
sorry.
Let's see.
I'm continuing to just make things harder for Valis instead of easier.
Yeah.
Light it up!
At least you're consistent.
You throw this Eldritch Blast into it, it hits, and this creature gets damaged. You go, get it! And Valis just whiffs right through the creature.
I have socks, sorry.
I have chopped air.
Anything else, Valis?
Let me just see if I have anything else in my inventory that I could use to smack with. Nope.
Alrighty.
Wait. I want to attack it with my shield.
Okay.
So I want to just bash it with my shield.
Go ahead. Yeah, make an
second
unarmed
missile.
strike.
Um,
And you should check, because I think paladins do more damage with shields. It might just be a certain path that does it, but maybe I'm thinking, oh, wow. I don't know.
you're definitely thinking, it's definitely WoW.
Yeah, okay.
It's also definitely
To know so
Diablo. But I don't think so. But that's gonna be, let's see. What kind of attack is this? Do I have proficiency?
Yeah, you do.
Strength?
You're proficient in shields.
Okay. 26 to hit.
That hits.
All right. And what am I rolling?
So this is an unarmed strike, technically. If you don't have anything that adds damage for shields, and I do know that in 5e there is something that will give you additional damage with shields, or an additional effect with shields at least. I think it's just whatever your unarmed strike would be. So strength modifier +1.
Oh, so 5 magical shield damage.
And that does half damage.
Really? Oh man.
All right. So, anything else, Valis?
Yeah, I'll say to Alina, get away from these things. My weapons don't affect it.
He says,
sorry.
throwing the shield forward. But the shield does seem to do a little bit of damage. That is your turn, Valis. That brings us to the tiny creatures, relatively speaking. The ones who need a D10,
Yes.
roll a 5 again, so they're just chilling.
So there's
Nice.
Preemptively, so I don't forget, I am going to roll their saving throw, though, at the end of their turn. That is going to be a 15, a 23, and a 14.
the 23 will succeed, but the others will fail.
One guy just snaps his head out and really just goes, wait, why are we fighting? That is those ghosts. The ones near you,
The
Alina.
other two are just like, we're not fighting, we're having some aggressive discourse.
The one that is nearest Alina will turn and swipe at you, Alina. Well, actually, let me just see if it can do this thing again.
Don't get excited like that. I don't like that.
So, yeah, it's just going to take 2 attacks against you.
No.
Alina, the first one is going to be a 21 to hit. The second one is going to be only a 15 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Alina, you are taking 17 points of necrotic damage from the first.
I'd like to intercept.
Okay, for how much?
Let's see. Roll this dice, tell you the number, drop the dice,
Do
roll
it.
different dice. 6.
Okay. Reduced by 6.
And does the aura still matter?
I believe. Is it just magical effects?
From spells, yeah.
Then no, it does not.
So 17 reduced by 6. Okay.
Down to 11. And then from the next one, you take 14 points of necrotic damage. That is all that that one can do. The other one, looking at you, Valis, will take 2 attacks against you. The first one is going to be a 14 to hit,
Miss.
and then a 18 to hit.
Miss.
Like this, I can't read it. Okay.
No, keep that one.
I just can't read it. It's. I mean,
Okay.
that was still a decent roll. That is all that they can do, and so that brings us to
And to clarify,
Oh.
the aura of warding, it's resistance to damage from spells.
correct. Okay, yeah. So it wouldn't take
For
effect.
me, it doesn't matter.
Minka, I
no.
didn't make her do
matter.
something on her turn. Does somebody have Minka's character sheet?
yes, she sent it.
So if somebody wants
I
to
got
do a quick heal spell or something from Minka, you can absolutely do that. We can put Minka at initiative 0, but I totally forgot.
I just figured
So
she was hiding.
figure out which that is. We'll apply that
Looking for some
retroactively.
rocks
Ori,
over yonder.
top of the round. Ori, what would you like to do? Billy, you're on deck.
I'm going to get a more advantageous position.
Okay, so you watch as Minka begins to do some healing
well,
magic
actually-
next to you, presumably, and then you,
Do I still have a line of sight actually from
Oh, yeah.
here? Okay.
and you can see now Rez like turning to try to follow it.
Then I'm just gonna.
I want to use Minka's
Well,
resources.
actually, if I go here and then hide as a bonus action, then I would have a better angle. And yeah, so I'm
For
gonna
sure.
do that. I'm gonna go over here, bonus action hide. I'm gonna knock down a tree.
Damn, you're strong.
So I'm like getting under the cover of this tree here,
Yeah.
and then sneak attack or sneak. Ooh, that's not great. But it's against it. 12
12 is a hit.
to sneak.
Oh, to sneak.
So I'm hiding.
Sure.
And then, does this hide give me advantage right now, given my hiding from this thing that is?
No, but what
not
does
facing?
so does the help action work if at the during his turn he takes it? Like, does he need to be within 5 feet right now?
I don't know.
Give me 1
I
second.
think
If-
there's an
If I
ability-
had to guess, I'd say he takes the action on his turn.
Oh, I think I read help earlier. It just means that the next time that the person is attacked, they'll have advantage.
Yeah, and so on their turn they perform the help action against that creature, which means you have advantage against it.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So
So
it's
Yeah,
kind
so
of
it's
like
presumably like he like plucked a hair or something, dink, and then by his turn they're still going.
As this creature just by, there is like an idol as he tries to like move Rez aside, and that's enough.
It's very similar to the glow from
So-
Shining Bolt mechanically, right? Basically next
Yeah,
back.
similar.
So I'm gonna run over there, and as I'm running, I'm gonna be like, keep those other three. I'm going after the big one.
And
To Cheshire.
You're learning from Alina.
That's a dirty 20.
That hits.
All right, and that's gonna be a bunch of dice.
So just like take a moment to appreciate Matt's overflowing of dice.
Well, he's
barrage
he's
dice.
always got to have
a lot
one that
of
Dan
dice.
has never touched.
That doesn't exist anymore, I don't think.
Dan just puts all of his bad juju's.
Dan comes in early and he just rubs them sometimes.
And
Saturday
I'm
is for.
not.
If you come extra early, sometimes you'll see Dan just come just right in his mouth.
Like a chipmunk.
All of Matt's dice.
Why you gotta be like that?
What was your roll?
It was a 25 points of magical piercing and 2 points of magical fire.
25 points of magical piercing does the full amount, and how much points of
2.
and 2 points of fire, which only
Against
does half.
this begin, and then bonus action hide behind the tree.
Okay, make your stealth check.
Well, I had already made it.
Okay. Anything else, Ori?
That is it for me.
Alrighty. Billy, you can see this huge creature now looming over. You can see the two ghosts that are in combat with your compatriots in front of you. What would you like to do?
Billy really wants to check if this guy's dead or not, but also doesn't want people to die. So Billy's gonna run backwards.
Okay.
And not like backwards, but like run back.
Too late, you already said it.
Pot!
Billy, you run away from this individual, very conscious that your actions have left somebody else in your wake. But into the forest, you can see your compatriots in front of you.
Man. And just pew pew with the ghosty views.
Okay, make your attack rolls.
A 15 and a 14. No, wait. 15 and a 13.
Both of those are hits.
You mean ghosts don't wear armor?
They seem to be pretty scantily clad, these ghosts, yeah.
Oh, how lovely. well, hello.
When you die, your clothes don't go into the afterlife.
So
Alberon cannon now.
that's max damaged with the first bolt of 14 and 9 for the second.
Okay, and which one are you targeting? In front of Alina?
Yeah, I think the only one that Billy can really hit is the one that's in between Alina and Valis.
Just 1 second here.
It's good. I think that's the one that's hurt.
It was.
When I punched it with my
But no longer.
Yes, that's the thing that hurt it the most, though.
Yeah.
Hey, we got one.
Amazing! Now I don't have to get.
After 3 damage from the shield, it was basically dead.
Of course.
You took the last few hit points of half of its health, and it is gone.
If Billy were a different, less good person, Billy would point that out to you.
Anything else, Billy?
No.
Billy, in this moment, in this forest with the mist around you, it's damp, and you turn, and after hitting, you look, and there is a moment where, again, you can't help but realize that you've left somebody in your path, and you have turned running off after vengeance, and you remember how that ended the last time.
Oh, why you gotta say that, man?
It's almost like the encounter was designed for it. That is your turn, Billy. That brings us to Cheshire. Alina, you're on deck.
I'm Ori, I know everything. Guess what, bozo? Everybody can see you. And then proceeds to sing the equivalent of Alberon's banana phone song in Ori's head.
So you,
Things are really starting to become mended between the two of them.
yeah, there is a song, a very repetitive song about eggs that comes into your mind and just begins to roll across. You've heard it before, and you know instantly it will be stuck in your head. But more importantly, is that inspiration technically?
I suppose, technically.
A noise inspiration.
Yeah. The faster you can get done with this combat,
It
the sooner
actually
you'll
just
stop hearing
drowns
it.
out all of the other noise in my head so that I can
gives some- it
focus
gives
on
some
hitting the
focus.
thing. Yeah.
Battle Zen. That is your turn, Cheshire. Alrighty, that brings us to Alina. Alina, this ghost is just exploded in front of you.
Oh, dope. Now I don't have to take something called an attack of opportunity when I step away. Okay, bye!
She's just gonna kind of skirt around this way
little bit just to give Valis some space. And then she's gonna be like, "Hey, ugly, pop, pop."
Okay, make your attack rolls. And which ugly are you attacking?
Yes.
lot of
The
them.
big one.
Okay.
Okay, that's a natural 20.
That hits.
A 16.
16 also hits.
Okay, all right.
It's so
let's
big,
do
how could we possibly miss?
Let's do the nat 20 first.
And similarly, it's not wearing a lot of armor, this guy.
Okay, double damage die plus other stuff. So that's gonna be 18 plus is it 23 force
Very good.
plus and then
Spicy.
the extra bludgeoning damage, does that get doubled? It doesn't, right? We decided before.
Anything on the dice that you roll dice for
Okay.
gets doubled.
So then 3 bludgeoning. And then for the other one, it's gonna be 6 force damage.
Hey, you know what? We have a saying here, and
Yeah.
it's that every little bit helps.
It does.
But that a little bit less than the other one.
Yeah,
The first
yeah.
one just rocks this spirit. And as it hits, you can see it kind of brushed Rez away. But as this hits it, all of a sudden you can see the fog darkens. It begins to drop like rain as this creature shrinks almost 5 feet. It gets hurt. It's looking a little rough. Anything else, Selena?
Yeah, she's gonna tell Rez, that was really good work, man. Just keep it up. Keep bothering the big one.
No, I almost got it. But that is your turn. Rez on his turn is going to go and just, hey, come on, I got you. And just like punches it and just right through the mist. But that's a help action. That is Rez's turn. That brings us to this creature. Taking strikes from you, Alina, it shifts its focus. And it's going to float up to you, provoking an attack from Rez.
Punch. Yeah, this time he'll take it. He's not sure why he didn't last time. So weird.
It's called strategy, okay?
It's almost like I'm being controlled by someone who's really, really bad at D&D.
You just have to wait for your opportunities to strike.
Yeah. 12.
12? 12 is a miss, unfortunately. And just barely. It almost does. You can see as Rez strikes out, his fingertips just get onto something almost real and then just passes right through. But anything else for Rez? Oh, that was
that was
Rez's
his
attack
reaction,
opportunity. So this creature steps and looms over you, Alina.
Mother, again.
And it is going to...
Well, that's your mom?
reach down, and as it goes, you can see the fingers are about to grab onto you, and then all at once, the mist begins to pour into like your body itself, penetrating through the skin. Can you make a wisdom saving throw,
Is
please?
this against a magical attack? A magical effect.
It is.
Advantage, which is great. Wisdom save.
Yeah.
22.
22. 22 is a save.
Nice.
And so, Alina. Ooh, I'm only rolling high on Alina. You are taking 32 points of necrotic damage, halved to 16. And as the creature pours into you, you can feel it grow frustrated as this begins to get into your arms, and you feel the coldness spread down, and your hand suddenly just twitches and begins to be controlled. And all at once, you will it away from your body, and you do not let it possess you. But that is all that it can do, and that brings us to Valis.
Does this ghost in front of me seem focused on me?
No. As the bigger creature approaches Alina, you see it turns and all of its focus is now on Alina.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I will move away from it.
Okay. That does provoke an attack of opportunity. It'll take it for free if it can get it.
Yeah, take it where you can get it.
But I don't think it's going to hit. That is a 16 to hit.
That will miss.
There we go.
And how?
Embarrassed, that ghost. Oh, man. I'm bringing the whole forest down.
Everybody's doing it!
I wasn't good when I was alive either.
Did you say that the big ghost was badly hurt or looking badly hurt?
It's flickering, it looks smaller, and so as much as you could tell about a ghost being hurt, it seems like it.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna smack it twice with my shield.
Okay. Make 2 attacks with your shield.
Pop, pop.
You remember Minka did this just one combat ago, so why not?
Natural 1.
That is a
On the first
miss,
attack?
unfortunately. You swing, and luckily Rez is pretty far away, because otherwise, Rez was taking attacks.
Rez is still helping, right? So should I have advantage on this
yes.
attack?
Yes.
Oh,
Good.
goodbye, natural
That's
1.
really good.
Nice.
Let's get a 25.
That is a hit.
Oh,
So
yeah,
go
let
ahead
me
and roll
this
damage on that.
D1.
Heckin' yeah.
5
5.
magic shield damage.
This creature is still up, and as you hit it,
What?
the entire, for what it's worth, when you hit it with your shield, see the whole entity shudders, and you can see for a moment it into mist, and then right back into its form, but it is falling apart.
Second attack with the shield.
Valis, tell us how it happened. It had 1 hit point left.
Oh man, I have no idea. Let's see.
It happens so often.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, so I see it going to go for Alina again, and so he's just gonna dive at it with the shield, not really know what he's doing because he doesn't have anything against it. But so he just kind of jumps at it with the shield, and somehow it's hurt enough, and it'll just kind of dissipate around him as he jump through and lands on the dirt.
No problem. You grab your shield, you put both arms into it, realizing this is the only thing that's working. You put both of your shoulders into this thing and just drive forwards and leap. And as you do, you go through the mist and you could feel it splitting and falling into water at your sides. And at the very center of this creature, you feel just the briefest resistance. And in this moment, the only thing that is real is this one single spirit that seems to be holding it together. And versus just banishing it into oblivion, there is the briefest moment where you have an option where you feel like, as a paladin, you could expend 1 point from your lay on hands pool and you could just let this creature go.
What do you mean by let it go? You mean
This is something that's very much trapped in this realm.
Oh, I will choose to do so.
Okay. And in this moment, for just a second, you can see that same kind of almost pale elven figure become just a little bit more real. You can see there are garments. There is a little bit of a headband that has a twirl of red, some kind of a stone that has been finely cut and set into it. And then just, they're gone. And in this moment, the other spirits disappear as well. And you are all out of combat.
See, I know what I'm doing.
And because it's 8:15 and a good place to take a quick break, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to step away for 10 minutes and we will be back in just a little bit. And welcome back. Let me take out our combat music because we're not in combat anymore. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. Talon, congratulations on almost having all the emotes. That's fantastic.
Ooh.
That's impressive.
Too,
Which one are
yeah.
you missing?
We have to at some point we'll
I think
update them
it's
and do the campaign
from
campaign 3, campaign 2
Thursdays.
people. We'll do campaign 3 before we do campaign
Echoes?
2.
I
I don't think so.
think those are the
I don't
two.
think
actually.
Echo's been unlocked by the
I think
community
it's
yet.
2 then.
Look,
well, then
if we
it's
weren't
2.
on the clock for fighting hags, I would want to continue this all night. But Jove, we don't fight some fucking hags tonight. I will still love you very much.
Maybe it was
I actually told
Ghost
Gunter
hag.
that you guys like wandered into a totally like
Gunter or Gunner?
Not Gunner, sorry. Oh, Gunner, you are nothing like Gunter, I promise.
The second the spirits popped out of existence, Billy would be like, and then turn back around and go check on the body. I mean, the halfling.
Okay, so you,
Billy's gonna. I mean, sorry, you're Billy.
as the combat dies down and Valis, you release this spirit into the ether. The mist takes on its former kind of heavy and relatively kind of silent form. Cheshire, you feel your spell just end. And so whatever those entities were rather, they're not invisible, they're gone. And so all of you are kind of alone in this space, and then you hear Billy just kind of running through the woods. And Billy, you run over to this halfling and bending down, they're just very still on the ground.
Can Billy do like a little like finger below the nose, see if they're still breathing?
You can, and they are not.
Speak with the dead.
Billy.
That's next level.
Alina comes like clip clopping up behind you.
Okay.
Billy,
Yeah.
what? You said there was a bird. What bird?
Billy points at the halfling.
Is this some more hag bullshit?
Probably.
So you killed the bird and got
Billy-
a dead halfling? Poke, poke.
Like fully dead, yes.
I mean, yeah, you see Alina pushes it, and it doesn't have any rigor mortis, and so like very freshly dead, but yes, dead.
So don't waste a spell slot.
Well, it depends on the spell slot.
I don't have that.
Billy,
Yeah.
let's go find the hags and kill them. Let's make all of this worth it.
Billy's gonna kind of like prop the halfling up so he's not just like splat on the ground.
Okay. You take this halfling and pull him up. And as you do, it might just take a little bit to do it. I usually set it so it doesn't, the focus is off, but I forgot to do it today.
Made it worse.
This is actually just, I'm blurry themed. Everybody else is cozy. I'm
cozier
I'm at my
when
coziest when I'm
blurry.
blurry. Yeah. Oh, you know what it was? It's because I think I bumped this when I was pulling the battlefield away. But Billy, as you prop this individual up, you can't. Well, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception 18.
18. So as you pull them up, you can see disappearing as it crawls back across their neck this scar, and it just is just disappearing and turning back to skin.
Hag mark. That's probably the first thing that's on Billy's mind.
Yeah, without even a roll. That's what that feels like.
Doesn't say anything, just puts him back so he looks like he's like sitting up and taking a snooze.
Okay.
Are his eyes closed?
Yeah.
Gonna
I do this thing.
back cross over the bridge and like look back because I think I know just based on, you know, Cheshire's somewhere over there.
Okay.
Like, with her tele.
You turn in the vague direction of Cheshire.
And as I'm walking across, I'm like,
Your
could
head.
you just?
This is what hidden is, Ori.
It worked out fine. Could you just go easy on me? I'm not feeling great right now. Just
Oh, right.
can we go?
Fine.
I'm like
I'll come out of
hobbling
my shrub.
backwards over the bridge to
You
catch
haven't been
up.
paying super close attention to Ori, but he looks like shit. in a way that is beyond just like the normal. This is something where it looks like Ori is not really receiving the full benefits of healing at the moment. You were there when Valis did something, and so probably not a disease, but yeah, you're aware
We
that he's looking
discerned
bad.
that it was some sort of curse.
You look like shit.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I don't feel very well at all. So can we please just hurry up and go wherever we're going?
Alina is going to telepathically ask Rez to do like a wide, kind of like wide search in arcs to see if he can find any clues about, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, no, I can do that, but what about the dog?
Oh shit, the dog.
It's being all weird.
We'll take care of the dog.
Okay.
I want to go to the dog.
You walk over to the dog, who's standing stock still. You can see one paw up in the air, almost like it's pointing. Very odd for a Boston Terrier to be doing so, but it is just straight. And as you look, you come kind of even with it, and it is almost even with these two statues facing in the same direction as they are.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. You cast Speak with Animals. And though you heard just a very low, you can now hear, there's something in there and I really don't like it. It's not good. It's not good. I'm telling you that right now. I don't like it at all.
Hey, little guy.
Yeah.
I can talk to you again because of magic.
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
Oh, what's wrong? You seem...
There's something up this way and I really don't like it. We gotta stop. We gotta go this way, and I think it's like a bear.
I tell the others that
It's like
Little
it's
guy
like
sensed
it's
something
like
this direction.
it's also like it's like
is it like a person? Is it like that hag we fought, or the one that captured you?
it's like the tall one.
The one that was just there?
Do we see anything in that direction?
You kind of peer. Make a perception check.
In the meantime, Alina's gonna be like, Rez, you didn't say he was pointing. Can you go in the direction he was pointing, please?
He doesn't have any fingers. What am I supposed to know? He's pointing.
Go in the direction that the dog is looking, please, and thank you. And stay invisible. You know the drill.
He's
22.
22. With a 22, you see a little as an invisible res like goes through the mist. But they make their way forward, and as you look, you do see there is a darkness in the distance a little bit, maybe 200 feet off. And Rez, as he closer, about 50 feet on, he says, "Oh, there's like a building at the top of this hill."
Any people around? Actually, hold on. Stay right there. Keep looking at it.
You can see about 60 feet off from where Rez is, up at the top of a relatively shallow hill. It's not like a steep incline. It's not hard to climb. There is a large, what looks like a dark stone, almost like a tower. It's a square base and it's much broader than a tower might be. And it's not terribly high. It maybe rises up like 80 feet or so into the mist. The doors, you can see heavy, old, covered with moss and lichen, and it is closed at the moment. And there is signs of mud and footprints and shifting. And what was the perception? Or sorry, make a perception check for us.
For Rez or for me looking through his eyes?
For whichever you would like.
Who has better perception?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Perception. It's me. Dirty 20.
Okay. You focus Rez's sort of like unfocused eyes, and you can see a little better. And with the dirty 20, you do make out one further detail. In the side of this tower, almost imperceptible, there is what looks like about 8 inches tall, a steel slide or shutter. And at the moment, it's all the way open, and you can see kind of peering out through it, not terribly on guard, but definitely looking, eyes. And they're interesting looking because they're not humanoid, they're more reptilian.
Okay, Alina pops back in. Alina's like, just stay put for a second, okay? Keep watching.
Yeah.
And let me know if anything other than what we can see happens. Like
Okay.
right now, let me know if anything changes.
Yeah,
about
well, if anything happens up here, I'm going to tell you.
Great, good, okay. And then she's gonna pop back to herself and be like, I think
Over there.
there's a tower
Yeah,
Yeah.
that tracks.
You see
That's
some-
what
yeah,
there's something over there, but
There's always a tower.
I think
can
it's
blow it up,
probably. I think we found him. And there's some kind of reptile eyes keeping watch. Does that ring any bells?
That doesn't sound right, right?
In terms of what?
That's not hi guys. Hi guys aren't reptilian.
Not usually.
I have Newt.
Little guy, can you remember the
That's not how
smell
it works.
of that hag that was feeding you when you were in a
That's what
cage?
they say,
Do
right?
you remember that smell? You followed us.
Oh yeah.
Do you smell that?
Yeah. Ooh, do we have any more? Can I have some more? It's crunchy.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I still have some snacks at the herring.
Yeah.
Alright, I give him some, and I'll say, which
Starts
direction
chewing
is
on these.
the smell?
And as he's like eating, he looks up every now and then and just goes, "Oh, it's straight ahead, right up there."
The hag that had him in a cage, she can smell it. It's straight ahead.
Does he smell anything else?
I'm sure he does. There's lots of smells
Oh.
around here.
You looking for other
Anything
smells?
Similar?
He like looks up from his food.
Haggy smells. I don't know. Do they all smell the same?
Do you
I know
smell
lots
it?
of smells.
Why are you looking at me?
You want more smells? You can see like the nose through the mud. There's goblins, there's kobolds, and
Because
There's a
Morty
man?
is very sensitive.
there's a bear.
I
There's a
repeat all
cow?
this.
What?
I repeat all this
Okay.
to the party.
I'm sorry, there's a cow?
Where's the bear?
A bear.
Straight ahead. Everything's straight ahead. Everything when
So they've
Everything
got
was-
like a
go-
menagerie.
Well, shall we try and get up there and see?
All right.
Which
Yeah.
way did the birds
There's a
fly?
chance there's more.
everywhere. That was very much like birds dispersing from a event. It seemed like whatever had kind of held them all silent disappeared when you unbirded that halfling.
Do you think that okay, so if that halfling that you were looking at used to be a bird, do you think that they're just turning lots of people into
Make a perception.
different animals? Like they're practicing or experimenting or just cooking up their next wackadoo thing?
Billy starts staring at little guy.
You stare at little guy who is just sitting there going to Valis, and Valis is kind of just saying, and a man and a bear and a cow, and like is just listing these things off.
Billy
But
starts
he's wearing little armor.
calling an eldritch blast.
No, Billy. Even if little guy is a person, he's not doing any harm right now. And if we can kill the hags, maybe we can help him instead of hurting him.
I smell
Right?
meat. I smell glass. I smell wood.
You can always kill him later,
We're in the
okay?
woods, but all kinds of stuff.
I mean,
looking for? What are
you
you
can
looking for?
always kill him later, okay?
Ah, that was all good info on the smells. Thank you.
Yeah,
We're gonna walk into that danger. Do you still want to come with?
not really.
Okay. Do you
Maybe just wait
want
for
to stay
us
here then?
by the bridge.
And wait here by the bridge, maybe hide, and then
Understand.
we'll come back after we deal with whatever is ahead.
Okay,
Oh, right.
Okay.
Also, I'm busy being like, you can kill him if you want to.
I'm good at hiding.
All right. I'll leave him with almost the rest of the snacks, but like I'm gonna keep some in case I'm gonna need it later.
Okay,
In case
so
I get hungry.
kind of takes it and looks at it and nudges it a little bit with his nose, but looks around a little bit apprehensively. It seems like he's gonna wait.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to move on forward?
Well, I mean, how's everybody feeling? Because I took a couple hits because I'm,
Well,
I
if
got
I'm
too
being
close.
perfectly honest, I have felt better.
I know, I meant just in terms of readiness to go just one last fight. And then we'll find a cleric or something.
Do you need some, like, oomph?
Yeah, but I was thinking of asking Minka, but I don't want to use her spell slots without her permission. But, you know, since we're headed...
Billy casts Healing Word at the second level for you.
but Reese... Oh, okay, thank you.
And let me roll some dice to see how much you get back.
Do we need to rest before we head
We don't have
into
time.
the tower, or I didn't think we did.
We're
Fairly
too
certain
close.
they know we're here.
$10 points.
Thank you. Look, is there anything anybody else needs to do? Because we've been through a lot of shit, and this is it now. There's nothing, we can't go to sleep, we can't do anything, right? So, any preparation?
I think you've said enough. We should probably make our way forward.
Josh, you good?
You promise this is it?
What do you
I don't
think
make
the
promises I can't
likelihood
keep, Cheshire.
is that there's more than just the one?
We kill these hags, we get out of this forest.
Right, but do we kill
get
hags
away from
plural now, or
Yes.
you think they're all in there?
We're gonna kill as many as we can.
This is their home. We're likely to find at least one, and if they're smart, then we'll probably find all of them.
One is
standing
more
against us.
manageable than all three, though. That is all I'm saying. But we need to move,
I know.
That's the
Alright.
point.
and they probably know at this point that we're here once again.
The hags
Cheshire.
have it all.
Guns blazing?
Almost unbidden, a song comes to mind. And it really begins to pour through your head. And I mean, you find your toes tapping a little bit. It really is coming to mind in a way that is a little bit more pressured than normal. And then it eases up a little bit.
This is verse 2.
Yes.
But I have it.
We doing that?
For the rest of you, walking up?
We're walking. We're walking.
We're going.
you cross the. Make a stealth check.
Yeah,
For
I'm
those of you who would
sneaking
like
too.
to, make a stealth check.
Is this a forest on the material plane?
It is.
Hey, there we go.
I know.
That's
There are them good stealth rolls.
Ooh, that's yummy.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Ooh, can I still
15
use
for
inspiration?
It
still
lasts
have
for
it.
10 minutes.
Has it been 10 minutes?
Stealth cross, but yeah, it's right on the cusp. But yeah,
All right.
I would
guess
say
I'm
yeah,
gonna
it's
use it.
arguable.
I'm gonna use it so I don't lose it. All right. Doesn't really matter, but it's a 26.
It does matter because
I guess
if,
it does,
if you
yeah.
fail,
Would've
then you
made
get
it
to keep the
25.
dice.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
All right.
for me, if you
15.
There we go.
you get to
Yeah.
keep it.
There we go.
Valis, what'd you get?
I got a 6.
Okay, and then
But it only lasts for 10 minutes.
Cheshire?
So.
Disadvantage.
Are you
Stealth.
stealthing?
Absolutely.
Okay, make a stealth check.
She barely needs to try, honestly.
Was she never not this whole time?
27?
27, very nice.
Woo.
So you make your way
Yeah,
across.
it's good numpies.
Mm-hmm.
Billy, as you're walking across, everybody, first of all, Rez to you says, I can tell you guys are sneaking up because Valis is making a ton of noise.
No, I know, just
Oh, it's actually Billy this time. And Billy, you're kind of leading the way, making a little bit more noise than the others. You're the first one to kind of catch sight of this tower, and it seems as if somebody there catches sight of you. Because you do hear through the mist, halt! Who goes there?
Do we all hear that?
Yeah, everybody hears that. It's pretty loud.
It's a full
Where's it
volume.
coming from?
It's coming from the direction of this tower.
Can I see where, like, who has said this on the tower, having moved up, or are we still too far?
maybe.
You look up with a passive, I believe, of 18.
19.
19. You can definitely see there is a small opening that is off to the right of these heavy, heavy doors. It is slid wide, and you can see as the mouth kind of draws away, sharp teeth within these two reptilian eyes look out.
Why ask questions when you can see for yourself?
You get a little closer and a little closer. And when you draw within about 30 feet, which you imagine is probably about as close as you need to get before he can see you, you hear him just say, "You have no business with the coven. Turn back."
I have much business here. Tell your mistresses to come out.
Make a persuasion check.
I got my crossbow ready.
26!
Nice.
Ooh.
Fucking traveler. It shuts. And
Still got my crossbow.
Alina's gonna use cast spot on herself or whatever.
you fly.
Yeah.
You kind of like almost over, like
Just
end
before
over
we have to
end, but
roll anything.
No
I'm just
problem.
like,
You fly. You wait.
I don't go anywhere. I just
You don't?
make it so.
You pointedly
We're
don't.
going to talk to them now, or are we going to ambush them?
We're going to kill them. Just
Okay.
There's no we can't
All right,
ambush.
I'll
Remember
follow your
Billy.
lead. I'm just going to back up against this tree for a moment.
Or you're great at long range. Just do what you gotta do.
Billy, make a perception check as you shh everybody else. You close to the door. And how close to the door are you standing?
Billy's standing probably about 20 feet off so that the door is still visible and she's within like good striking range.
Okay.
But not close enough that anyone can just like open the door and touch her.
Sure.
Perception check, you said?
Mm-hmm.
It's 26 again.
With a 26, you hear muffled through the metal. Just remember, if you want what you were promised, you stop them here. There are no second chances for any of you. You hear scrapes of wood. You hear preparations being made.
Was that like a lucid, like,
We have minor figures coming out.
so more?
Or
All
not
right,
hags.
I'm gonna more sneaky, more readily sneak myself as best I can now that we're like about to get into more fighting.
You sneak up a little bit.
Well, like,
Aye.
yeah, find a good position.
Ready in action to cast Bless when that door opens.
Okay. You all kind of get ready.
Alina's going to fly. Are we behind a tree line still?
No. So if you guys are getting within 20 feet, you're just walking up kind of bare. It's almost barely a hill, but it's just grass. And it's only a hill in that it emerges from the tree line itself and really like comes up to where this tower is. Probably the hill itself is kind of accumulated around the tower more than the other way around. And 20 feet away, there's really no cover aside from little bits of like stone that are kind of scattered across the ground.
Okay. Alina's going to stand in front of Ori.
Okay. How far away are you standing from the door? And the doors are big. As you guys draw close, for what it's worth, the doors are very large. From a distance, because this is just one big blocky structure, it's kind of easy to misjudge. But as you draw closer, the doors really, they get larger in scale with the tower. And I would say, as you get closer, the doors, for what it's worth, are about 30 feet tall.
So this is like a giant-sized structure.
This is larger than the giant's doors.
I'm gonna back up a bit more because I think I don't know if we've quite. So Ori is thinking, putting all of the things together that have led us to this point now.
Little slot opens up again, and you see these eyes appear, looking.
Billy sees everyone like taking positions. Shari the slumber hag, aura of nightmare and hesitate of the terror sweat. Hide no more. Come forth.
You can see the eyes blink a little bit, and he just goes, unbelievable. You are not here for the hags. They will not see you. If you wish to fight your way in, you may try. I bear no ill will against you.
Then who, pray tell, speaks for them?
They speak for themselves.
Obviously not your speaking.
Shuts.
You've got me there.
And you could hear on the other side just this, you try to help some people. And then you hear what sounds like them sitting down in a chair. Nothing opens.
All right, so
Billy just
Billy.
goes up to the door.
For free, for what it's worth, it sounds like they were about to just open the door for you, and now they're just walking away.
Yeah. Billy's mad now. Just open the goddamn door. And Billy just goes up to the door and just,
Okay, you.
Ori's like 50 feet back, just like.
You hear a voice that just goes, no. And then another one goes, no, wait until it opens. And this other guy just kind of says, you'll have to break in if you want to see them.
In your mind, from a distance, burn it down.
And then you hear from the other side, you wish to speak to them after all.
Cheshire,
You hear a few laughs from within.
why do you pick the lock?
I can try. It's magic.
So the thing is now closed, right?
Probably not.
Could it open from this side?
Yeah, it has a little like metal thing that you can like slide it aside with if you want.
I'll slide.
Okay. You walk right up to
You
this
want me to try
huge
to open
thing.
this door?
I was gonna have
Oh, I
Cheshire
see.
pick the
Oh.
lock.
Go for it.
Cheshire, you're the good call. Yeah, Cheshire, go
Does
for it.
this lock look mundane?
the lock does look mundane. It's huge, and so actually accessing it not terribly hard. You can. So no, literally, you are reaching your arms in, and it's what makes it difficult is more the distance to the mechanism. It's and you can't see it because it's up. So you're reaching in and up. Whoever designed this, wild, because this is wildly impractical. And so you reach in, you fish around with it a little bit. If you want, you can make a lockpicking check. But in the meantime, if you want, you can just walk up and open the little slot if you wish.
So we break.
I will
in.
wait a second.
Okay. You look over at Cheshire is like elbow deep in the door, like all the way pressed against it, just looking up.
It's a 23
23?
with kind of this understanding of like I could probably do this, but you're going as much ahead of me as you can before I.
Yeah, just
And as you do that, Cheshire, you feel you're about to turn and you can tell it's about to open. The door won't swing open when you do. You can tell this isn't like a pressure mechanism. This is a heavy door too, so it will take some effort for somebody to move. Again, wildly impractical. But as you do this, you can kind of control when that happens. So you're holding it, and when you say so, it will unlock.
I got it.
Before it unlocks, is anybody doing anything?
Getting ready in case something attacks us when the door opens.
I'm just
For action?
Billy
Well,
begins
already
to kind
action,
of like
but-
brace herself on one door and like looks over at Valis and is like, shall we like push him?
Take the dodge action.
Okay.
And then try to push the door.
Alina's just gonna fly 2 inches above. All of you suck.
So you fly 2 opens over the door. You just unlock, and you're gonna pull it open.
I am not gonna pull it open. I am
Are we-
booking it about
you and I are
60
pushing
feet.
it open?
We're gonna open the door.
You begin to run.
Let Cheshire book it.
Okay. you like wait for a second. You let Cheshire get 60 feet away, and then you stop. And go ahead and both of you make strength checks. You push, and it does nothing. So you really have to lean into it. These are heavy doors.
Alice, please be strong.
Just flat strength.
Yep.
14.
Okay.
10.
Oh,
10.
Oh, sorry. Who was doing the other one?
10.
10. Billy, you push, and your hands on the moist wood from the kind of fog just slide up along the lichen, and your face into the wood. And for you, Valis, you push the door open. You see on the other side of the door, sitting about 10 feet off, there is a dragonborn. They're wearing this very busted up, rusted, but at one point quite fine plate mail armor. They are sitting on a wooden chair. Their arms are crossed. They have no weapons. You could see behind them, there is what looks like a very similar slot that goes into a wall. About 30 feet beyond, there is another very ornate set of gates. And you can see he looks at you, this dragonborn first, as all this is happening, looks at you and goes, "You look different than I expected." But as it opens, you can see these gates. They're gigantic cast bits of bronze that stand almost 30 feet tall, and it appears to look as if they are two flayed dragons that are spread across these spikes, each one of these doors. And they're different. You can see very distinct looking dragons each. But the dragonborn sits sort of in front of you, not barring your way by any means. The chair is off and out of the way of the doors. He says that about you looking different, but stays seated. Okay.
Billy walks in.
Okay.
I'm following her. Just like I'm letting her Billy take the lead on this fuckery.
What's your name?
He turns and he looks up at you. Make a persuasion check.
Uh-oh. 8.
Jolly.
What does it matter to you, foes of the slumber hags? You're here to kill those that might grant me some peace.
What,
I have no love for them.
what peace could you possibly seek with hags?
What do you know of Shatterscale?
We know nothing of Shatterscale, right?
Make a
That's not the stuff from last week, is it?
no.
The powder?
That was
That
the
was-
Silo.
No,
the
she's
thing
not-
that
No,
was
it
from
had a
different
fun, it had a
source,
like a
yes.
name.
And it
yeah,
did.
but
It was
Shimmer
called
Scale.
Shimmer
yes, yes,
Scare.
yes.
Simmer
Scare.
Scare. Right,
Yeah,
right.
and interestingly, those two words are very similar, and they seem like maybe they have the same base language. But make a, we'll call it a nature check.
Can I ask? Is that
Medicine. Is medicine a Starfinder thing, or is it D&D? No, I'm forgetting.
It's
Okay.
D&D.
Medicine?
Medicine check. Yeah,
Medicine
you can make a
is
medicine check.
Medicine
Both,
check.
actually.
Sweet! Almost a natural 20. 22.
Okay. And you had a question?
is that a disease or a name of a dragon?
As he answers, Billy, you already know it's a disease. Shatterscale is a disease that is actually responsible, many people think, for the end of the Age of Dragons and the beginning of the Third Age, the Age of Civility. Dragons held dominion over much of the world for much of history. And when
Is it that they held dominion over? Is that the one?
No, I'm laughing at
Daggrim.
that in the chat. That chat.
Continue, please. Continue
I'm so
this.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
So dragons held dominion over much of the world for most of recorded history, and there were several attempts to overthrow them. The first heroes are a very well-known group, including individuals such as Arista, the Heavy Hand, like a legend amongst dwarves, probably the most well-known dwarf in the world. And all of a sudden, almost overnight, the Fazarakian Skald, which was the most powerful force to ever cross Alberon, this army has left evidence on almost every continent, just disappeared. Withdrew back into Gath or Ganon, and then just really vanished.
Does this person seem to be afflicted with Shatterscale?
And he turns to you, Valis, and he says, "It is a disease, and one that I bear, and it will kill me eventually. Unless."
Billy looks over at Valens and kind of raises an eyebrow.
The hags complete their project.
Could I see? I mean, I'm sure you've tried this before, but can I see if my divine magic can cure the disease?
No.
No, as in I can't try, or no, as in it won't work?
No, as in you can't try, because it will not work. You are all hastening to your deaths, so do so.
While this is going on,
Sure.
Alina is going to speak telepathically to Rez, who, as usual, is invisible, and say, sorry, just there's doors behind the Dragonborn. Are there any other exits or, like, stairs or anything like that, or is it just, like...
The only other thing that you can see, and this is what would be colloquially referred to as a murder hole, and this is a place where when you look up, you can actually see there are slits in the ceiling, and if this was an armed, like, tower that was an armament of some kind,
Drop people.
then people could shoot arrows straight down or pour oil or whatever. But at the moment, it's just an enclosed space. There's another set of doors that probably lead to the interior. These are really, really complex, and they look like these two flayed dragons. The only other thing that is in here, aside from the chair and the Dragonborn, behind the Dragonborn, there's another one of those little slots that he spoke to you through.
Okay, so telepathically, Alina is going to say to Rez, okay, buddy, it's go time, because that waistcoat is in here somewhere.
We kill this guy and we get in.
You don't kill, no, you don't kill this guy.
Billy kills this guy.
You are my eyes right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not doing any killing. You're doing something that only you can do, which is recon.
Okay.
I want you to stay out of any fight. You just go unless I tell you.
Okay.
You go looking for that waistcoat. And if you find it, let me know. Don't do anything. Stay invisible. Stay quiet.
I know what a waistcoat is, but like, what does this one look like?
I don't know. But
Like how many legs?
what?
You get the sense that probably Rez doesn't know what a waistcoat is.
Rez, do you know
Emily
a
describes what's
magical?
going on
Do you
for
know
you.
when things have
danger.
magical qualities?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay, look for magical things, clothing items.
Okay.
Okay.
is not like
and if when you
telephone
find
or
things,
something.
you just tell me. No. And while all this is happening, for the record,
Telepathic.
well,
but yeah.
it is telepathic, and Alina is working really hard to look like she's listening to what's happening here. You can be a judge of whether that's going well. Yeah.
That's okay. There's now a game of telephone
Yeah.
telepathically
Yeah,
going
okay.
on.
Anyway, okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I can do that.
Cheshire and I
Go for it. And if you can
Look at-
get up those little slits.
I mean, I'm flattered, but no, I can't get it.
Okay. Well, like I said, like you've got, you know what? You've got your job.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna find a way in. Yes, Billy.
So Billy and takes note of the gates behind this person.
Yeah.
I know of the kindness of hags. This doesn't end well for anyone involved except them. And also takes note of the fact that the dragons are flayed.
He turns for just a second, and he says, "Ancient history. Dragons are back.
Indeed.
And while these hags may reign for a time, a great dragon rises to the north. And if he does not take this continent, then a different one will. I need my cure to see that day. That is all."
Well, if you have no fear of us destroying the hags, then let us through.
I do not stop you.
Well, what's gonna?
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh, okay. That's a dirty 20.
He looks at you and he says, "You have done much to damage their forces. But there are 5 that will stop you. Not to speak of the Goliath that you let free. She is dangerous. I would not have done so."
Let free is a generous term.
Got away is more like.
That's not something we say out loud.
Well,
Is Alina done with her conversation by now?
Yeah.
What are we waiting for?
Ceremony.
Billy. You don't stand on ceremony.
I always stand on ceremony. That's the kind of the whole shtick.
all right. Well,
Well, have you
I'm
stood
gonna
on it enough
stand
yet? Come on.
going forward through here to my near certain doom, as
Why don't
we
you-
often do.
Why don't you stay in the back of the group?
Well, I feel like at this point we might as well just make our way all together.
Yeah, but why don't you stay in the back?
Billy goes forward.
Okay.
And as she passes,
Because
this-
you're great at range, bud. Also, it's cursed.
Again, not something we say out loud in like the stronghold of the enemy. We need to work on this whole like subtlety thing.
I'm not subtle.
You saying that out loud?
Me?
Yeah, all that stuff.
It's whisper time.
See,
Whispering.
you're still within this big like stone
It's
room.
echoes.
Yeah, but so I think probably this dragonborn definitely hears that if you're not like explicitly like stealthing away for that. And I think he would turn to you, Ori, kind of hearing about this, and he would say, "They will offer you a cure."
I had already assumed as much. Thank you.
But you don't treat with hags.
I have the good sense not to.
Billy looks over at this person as she passes towards the door and says,
Well, you without a name, cursed with shatter scale. I wish you luck. I hope you find your cure.
I hope your death is clean.
I hope my death is not
You go over and you
imminent.
door. So you look up at it, and a little bit closer, you do see there is writing along this wall, and you read Sylvan, of course, right?
I do.
Yeah, and so you can read. 1 second here.
We'll get fucked.
You're coming.
Lightning bolt.
Underneath these 2 dragons, in a straight line, it reads, "I cannot think, I cannot see, I cannot hear, I cannot stay, I cannot leave." Each of these sentences is punctuated with a period, and that is all it says in Sylvan.
I cannot think.
They all think they're clever. They all think, oh, I make a riddle and it makes it fun.
Cannot.
And Billy, you're the only one. Who else can read Sylvan?
All of us.
So actually, Ori, you say, I cannot think. Make a charisma saving throw, please.
Well, I was just repeating it.
Yes, I know.
myself, like Matt, but that's fine.
You said what you said.
Charisma save.
You also did it in
Is
Ori
it against being
voice.
charmed?
It is not.
Okay, then that is a 19.
It's a 22.
That is a 22.
A 22. With a 22, as you say, I cannot think. There is this pulse. And you hear within these two doors as something opens. And in your mind, because this has happened very recently to you, for just a second, the processes that make you think slow. And for a second, you feel a little dumber. And at first, you start to panic. Is this permanent? And then it goes away. You do not lose intelligence.
Do I sense the direction in which it came from?
The door.
I'm reading the other ones again, and I was gonna write them down. I don't want to trigger all of them now.
So you're gonna
having that
you're
happen.
gonna write them, not speak them out loud.
Matt is going to write them.
Okay.
Ori is going to.
The characters can read them on the
silently.
door and they don't go away,
Yes.
but verbally hearing it means it goes away.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Did Ori just say out loud? So Billy didn't say anything out
muttered
loud.
as I was
Billy
reading
said they all
these.
think they're so fucking clever with their fucking riddles.
Ori
and then
muttered as
Ori-
he was kind of reading, I cannot think, and then got a weird look on his face, and then started writing stuff down.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Matt
sorry.
is
Matt's writing stuff down.
down.
Sorry.
Writing it down.
I get stuff confused.
But
Ori
did-
is just looking.
Did it look like
so did-
Ori like shudder or anything? Did he react at
So-
all to having
Yes.
to make the save?
Putting that connection together, did it trigger anything in the text itself when that happened?
Nothing on the outside of the door has changed, but you heard a sound from the door.
Right.
Did we all hear it?
Ori, what just happened?
Yeah, I would say so. Just a
So I
little
think-
click.
In order to unlock the door, we're going to have to not do any of these.
What do you
I
mean
just said
not?
one, and it almost did the thing that has recently happened to me, which caused me to.
Kara wants
Feel a
to
bit-
know what it says.
I'd also like to hear them again.
Okay. So in reading it, not speaking the words aloud, those of you who can read Sylvan can read. I cannot think. I cannot see. I cannot hear. I cannot stay. And I cannot leave.
I cannot think. I cannot hear. I cannot. I am not saying it.
Here.
No.
I've
Oh, thank you.
yeah. Think, see, hear, stay, leave. Okay, so Alina is gonna say. Okay, so he just read one out loud, and something happened to impact.
Right, so if we do all 5 of them, then we're gonna get through.
Okay, but something unlocked. I heard something unlocked. So these are the keys. We have to.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
So should we just get this over with?
Yeah.
Divine sense. Do I get this? And what I'm trying to figure out is if the magic from this door is, would help if I casted. I want to use divine sense on the door.
Okay. So you divine sense on the door. It is not fiendish or undead or really have any type that you would detect from that. There's not a whole lot that would ping on the door.
The nameless dragonborn is still like a couple, like 20 feet behind us.
Yeah. He's not even really looking at you.
Turn it. Hey. You know what to do with this door here to get it going?
Yes, I do.
You want to share that information with us, or?
If you read the words out loud, it will unlock, but it will hurt you. You are impaling yourself to go in.
Right,
Billy
that's right.
kind of
I
looks
cast.
at the door.
You have already done your part.
I think I should do either the one about looking or the one about or both, because I have Rez to help me with those things.
Why don't you do the next one?
I cannot see. Or
Oh, wait,
whatever
hold on.
it is
Before
it
you,
says.
I cast Bless
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
on the 3 of us.
Okay. So you say, I cannot see.
Or I read the scene.
The next
line.
one is, I cannot see. Make a charisma saving throw,
Is
please.
this against a spell effect?
It is.
Ooh.
You bless.
I have bless. Oh, that's a D4, right?
Yeah.
Hannah, what do you do? Oh, charisma's my good one. Okay.
You're a warlock.
16.
That is a failure. Oh. Damn. Alina, all of a
Oh,
sudden.
wait, hold on. Did you add +3?
No.
That'll be at 19.
19.
That is a success.
Your eyes
Just
don't pop out.
barely. And for a moment, that's kind of what it feels like. For just a moment, your vision leaps forwards. You all watch as Alina's eyes roll into the back of their head, just like they do when they go into res. But for a moment, you feel your vision burst forwards from your body, and you see it about to go under the door, and then you succeed.
Let me do the next.
No, I should do the
You
next
hear-
one because
I agree.
Beyond the door.
the next one is also something that Rez can help me with. It should be me. I cannot hear. And then before anyone can argue.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Still against a spell effect.
Correct.
Yummy. Is it still +3? Yes. And is it still bless?
Yes.
So I re-roll the d4, right?
Yeah, each time.
Billy looks
So yummy. 22. 30. Oh no, 33.
33. With a 33, as you read this again, you hear a and you realize it's not something in the door, it's something just beyond now that you've heard it 3 times, and it's not something like a mechanism. It's the sound of stone breaking. And as that happens, again, this time for a second, you hear that echo louder and louder, just and you feel as if it almost threatens to deafen you, but you resist.
Billy looks sober
I'm going to share what I just
at
figured out
Cheshire.
with the group.
and says, "Of all the people who want to be out of here, I think you would like to be out of here the most, no?"
Also, are you humming?
Yeah.
Is this really the time?
It's stuck in my head. I can't get it out.
Let her
Is that song that you were talking about that was stuck in your head?
focus.
Sorry, it's just...
Leave. So go out the door. I can do that.
Read
No,
this. Read this second to last one.
No.
I'll give you assistance. No. If it affects you, you leave.
Why don't we get
What does it say?
Cheshire?
I wanna
Why?
read
well,
Why not?
why
Read
don't we
Sylvan?
get Rez to say it?
I cannot
Sorry.
stay.
Could
I
we
don't want to be
get
here in the first place. Door's
Okay,
open.
okay,
Get late.
okay, okay.
could Rez say it?
Um,
Not that I don't
I don't see
value
why not. That's actually
his
a great idea.
contributions, but I feel like this would be a very I would trust Rez to do that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
What's gonna happen to me?
Well, come here. Just come here. Well, he's been off looking around,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's why I swam back.
All right. So, I explain what potentially could happen, and then I'm gonna say, look, if anything weird happens, I'll just dismiss you.
Yeah, but I mean, what does this one say? Wait, you can't tell me. Okay. Here's the problem.
I'll no. I'll.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Okay,
Okay.
Don't even think about it. Us demons, we're not supposed to be here in the first place. You know, I'm really mostly just here as a punishment. So like this. I'm just concerned, depending on what this is, like if it affects me, what if I get stuck here? What if you can't bring me back?
Okay, I hadn't thought of that. All right, I don't know if look, it might not be a good idea. Just give
Look,
him
if you want to send me back to the hells, that's cool. I'm fine with
I don't
that.
wanna do that.
But just you know,
It might relock.
you
Okay.
probably-
I cannot stay.
Got it.
Valis speaks it out. Make a charisma saving throw, Valis.
Billy, go back to doing what you're doing. Okay, good. Uh-oh.
20. Dirty.
With a 20, you say, "I cannot stay," and you hear another of stone cracking beyond the door,
I cannot leave.
and you say that make one more save.
That's
cocked.
That looks pretty. Oh yeah!
What was a nat 20 get me, bro?
A natural 20 doesn't reduce your movement to 0. It doesn't it doesn't deafen you, it doesn't blind you, it doesn't reduce your intelligence by 5. None of those things happen. All that it does is make one final and you hear from beyond the door, "Get ready!" And the door slowly begins to open.
Okay, someone do a quick save.
Let me go ahead
I
and...
take the dodge action and open the door.
Get us that visual perspective.
Yes, an interesting point. So here we are running into
let's run
2:15. And so up to you guys what we want to do. Sorry, 9:15. What did I say, 2:15? I'm thinking because it's 2 hours, 15
I
minutes.
personally would love to stay, but I would say it's
I have nothing to do tomorrow.
for some of us it matters more than others. Yeah.
Let's go.
I would stay.
So let me get you a visual
I cannot
perspective.
leave.
Wait,
Joe.
do not get too excited.
Okay.
It's a fight! It's a fight!
It's a fight, but
It's
not
a
with the
fight!
hags. It's a fight
It's
with
a fight!
with Strike Team Hag again.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be more.
We are closer.
We are
Minions.
closer.
It's still not hags.
Paladin.
Paladin. Paladin. Paladin.
Man.
Nice job sacrificing yourself when I was going to do that.
We need you for the hags.
Do you? Billy historically doesn't roll very well on anything.
Just kind of
Ooh, I
a
like
little bit more in that direction.
I like that couch.
This way and then this way. More. Perfect.
And so what I would say is with everybody's preparation, they do not get a surprise round against you. And everybody is going to start by rolling for initiative.
Do I get my ready to attack action on the
You
guy?
will, but we'll roll for initiative and get that all
Does the door
sorted out.
swing open, or do we have to open it?
The doors swing open when these ones open. When that
Right.
final
Listing all the
seal
good rolls
breaks,
on things
it
that,
swings
I
open.
don't
So you guys are getting to just
We're
see
like-
this for free.
We're like right about
The
here.
persuasion roll
And the
that
door
I
is
then
like.
fucked up.
Pop.
Oh, no, sorry. So you see that the purple carpet? Purple
Yes.
carpet is dead center to the doors. So you guys are just on the other side of that,
okay.
probably
Like right
in
here.
various degrees of far away.
Very first doorway.
Yeah. Okay. So Cheshire is 30 feet back that way.
Cheshire's getting ready to like just close the door behind her as she walks back into the forest.
Okay. Anybody else with a natural 20?
I'm sorry, else?
Yeah.
Fuck!
Oh my god.
As a matter of fact, no.
Oh!
I am natural 20 minus 1.
Okay. Well, that is not the same. Anybody 25 to 20?
Dirty 20.
I am a 22.
22 for Billy.
Yeah,
yes,
roll initiative.
Bop, 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 bop.
Anybody 20 to 15? Okay. 15 to 10.
This is no, I hate all this.
Ooh. 10 to 5.
Oh dear.
What the
yeah,
fuck?
Hold on.
6.
Hold on. Rez got a 10.
10 for Rez. Okay. Valis.
1.
Whoa. Holding strong.
Leave him because I got a 4.
Busy
Nice.
investing doors.
Wow. Okay. And then we'll have Minka go at 0 again.
Fair.
Is Rez
Who's 4? Sorry.
me? Alina, not Hannah.
Wow, that was
20.
possibly the worst we've ever
This is
done
pretty
for initiative.
significantly bad, and actually in a way it's kind of good because they got a natural 20. So like, I mean, they were going to go
Of all
first
the
anyways.
time.
Oh
As
yeah.
It
well,
kind of
yeah.
makes sense. You guys really just determined your own order. However, there is one downside to that. So
They're
first,
about to fuck us up.
you can make your attack roll on any of the people that you can see right here.
Cool. I'm gonna make it at this guy,
Okay, and he has no cover. He is dead ahead.
and I believe it's an advantage because I've steady aimed because I've just been standing
Correct.
here. the
And
whole
so
time.
yeah, you absolutely do. And for what it's worth, he is bent down in a 3-point stance, like ready to start sprinting towards the door. He was like ready for this, and he is like in motion as this happens. This is your ready to action.
That's gonna be a 27 to hit,
A 27 absolutely hits.
and I think I will use one of my not charges, but one of my superiority die,
Go for it.
and I'm gonna give that
Ooh. Doing what I think you're doing.
to make him. I'm gonna make him actually. Yeah, I'm gonna make him scared.
Nice.
So wisdom save, and I know what the DC is now.
That is going to be wow, you guys are terrible. 12.
12 is a failure, so he's now frightened of me until the beginning of my next turn. And he also takes
He actually has advantage on that.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, of course.
He also takes 28 points of magical piercing damage.
Very nice. So you can see he's on a 3-point stance. He begins to get up, exploding into a sprint, and just right into the shoulder. He growls but continues to move forwards.
He can't because now he's frightened of me.
So he freezes. Anything else work? That's your held action.
That's my held action.
So that brings us to the top of the initiative order. At the very top of the stairs, not on this map and out of visual sight for all of you, you hear a voice that says, "This is the last time. Stop them now!" And then of a shutting door.
Did that sound like the same hag as before?
It didn't, but it certainly sounded like a hag. That is the hag's turn. That brings us to the rest of them. Okay.
Yeah, frightened.
Which one's frightened?
The center.
The center one.
So
I'm noticing the center one looks like a bear.
it does.
We were warned that there was a
He
bear.
cannot
He
do
said
that. He
bear?
cannot
He said
do that.
cow?
He can't go towards me.
He can't.
None of us
Shaking
even
in his
stopped for a
boots.
second to be like, are those
Where the bear?
saying cow and meaning minotaur? No.
I mean, apparently yes.
I mean, he doesn't.
It
know
didn't
what
occur to
Minotaur
any
is.
of us.
He just knows big cow.
Is any of these the Goliath that we met before?
No.
Damn, that's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy, babe. Oh, Billy's technically right next to Valis too.
1, 2, 3. Oh, right
She's always right behind you.
Okay. So Valis, as this arrow or this bolt streaks past you and hits this bear-like individual, he explodes up and everybody charges forwards except for him. And you can see his lip curls back in a sneer. He looks a little confused, but he just stalks off into the side. The rest of them kind of charge over. You could hear roars and yells as they go around, but nobody is able to get into attack position, as this is not exactly how they saw this planning out. That is all that they can do on their first round. Well, actually, hang on a second. Oh no.
Oh man.
Valis, as you are like standing at the door swings open. It is like you silhouetted in the outline, and so you are going to take one attack. And this is from a spear. As the person who is all the way back just chucks the spear over at you, does a 22 hit.
It does.
Valis, as this spear strikes you and the door opens, you are going to be taking 13 points of piercing damage as the spear goes penetrating the armor but falling away, not sticking in you. That is all that they can do on their turn, as the rest have to run. That brings us to Billy. Cheshire, you're on deck.
All right.
You can hear that voice echoing in your ears and the sound of that door slamming. It is only 3 staircases up above you.
Billy goes into a rage.
Free action barbarian rage.
Oh my god, Billy with 1 level of barbarian.
Is
Yes,
this
please.
technically a door? Can this
Yeah.
can this be?
It's
is
like
this
Yeah, it's 30 feet wide. That's just the
like
center.
most of
okay.
that is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Billy takes a step forward.
I just don't have a 30 feet wide semicircle carpet. So if you're looking for something to print,
Oh,
but
hey,
oh yeah, you could just kind of stick that in there like that. Halfway.
Okay, well, Billy steps forward. And as she steps, she casts her Hex, not Hexblade's Curse, a
Okay.
Hex on the one directly in front of her.
Okay.
And then lights up a green flame blade, because isn't it lovely that they're so close together?
No problem. So as you fly into your metaphorical rage, there is this kind of hiss that almost instinctually escapes, and it bursts this hex out and into existence.
I'm assuming a 13 doesn't hit.
13 does not hit, unfortunately.
They're armored. Well,
They are.
there's that.
Much less nude are these non-ghosts. You can see they're all wearing what looks like studded leather armor. Many of them carry shields.
Except for the bear.
Cool. Well, that was a flub of a first turn. Isn't that amazing? I'm concentrating now.
There you go. You get up there too. You
Don't give me side eye. I tried.
you look at the rest of these individuals, and they look disappointed with their turn. You guys are all really united in this moment. But that is your turn, Billy. That brings us to Cheshire. Rez is on deck, or you're in the hole.
Me and that bear, we're feeling some real kinship here.
He looks over at you. He's like, and just like stalking off to the side. Cheshire, what would you like to do?
Cheshire's hanging out in the original doorway.
Yeah.
Singing to herself, and we'll utilize that to cast Slow,
Okay.
which is a 40-foot cube. Not necessarily intending to hit the party.
But like certainly hitting the party.
Not
Doing
to
so,
worry.
trying to center it in a way so that like catches many in the other
So
room
pretty
as
much
possible, but not
Everyone
adverse to
except for
40-foot cube.
well.
What's the range you can cast it?
120 feet.
Oh,
Oh, so
you can
you
definitely send it
you
deep in
can
there.
send it. Yeah, you can send it to
It
pretty much
needs
just
to
get
be-
Billy.
Well, the thing is, though, it can't be off to the side because it's a 30-foot wide door, so it's like this. You can see that kind of stretch because you're far away.
And so,
hate
again, it's like
this thing.
seeing the people clump up in the doorway.
Yeah. You could
Trying
send it
to hit
further
them.
back, like here.
Could you also angle
and
it
this would hit
to just get all of them?
Perfect.
With the
Yeah.
exception of the polar bear, I think it would probably not actually hit anybody.
You could
Polar
probably,
bear?
yeah, you could probably angle
That
it to not
works.
hit Billy.
I missed that it was a polar
That is a
bear.
wisdom
I
save
mean,
for everyone in
the
it.
miniature is a polar bear. Just
Yeah,
rotate
it's-
it.
Oh, that.
Wisdom
It's
save
a-
for everybody in
It's
the
a werebear.
Yep.
That's 4 wisdom saves. As you cast slow. All right, first the 2 orcs. That is going to be a 13 and a 14, which
Failures.
are failures. The minotaur, that's going to be less, so that's a failure. And then finally, the other orc who's all the way in the back, hiding behind those stairs. Fresh off throwing a spear, he's feeling pretty good. That's a 26.
That will succeed.
And so he is feeling fresh. He is not in any way slowed. He shrugs it off. The rest of them, Valis, as they charge, there is a huge axe, there is a sword, there is a spear, and then all of a sudden, from a rah, it goes to a rah, and like they all just slow.
And then we'll tuck myself behind the door that's not open. Still continuing to sing to myself.
Okay.
Outside.
The other door.
Tuck yourself in, no problem. You can see this dragonborn. He's standing up. He's like watching everything now. He's not getting involved in any way, but like this is a show. That is
Like, oh my god, something different.
that is Cheshire's turn. That brings us to Rez. Rez, kind of there. He's like, all right, I'm gonna defend this. I gotta be on guard, because I think he just has to kind of like sit there if he doesn't have an order, correct?
Presumably, he's following the last order I gave
Which
him,
was?
which was to look for the waistcoat.
Right. Okay, so he's gonna fly forwards then.
Yeah, I think he's. I told him stay invisible, stay quiet. He's probably gonna use his whole movement to just go in and start to do like
Fly over them.
fly over that.
Yeah, he's invisible, so he just
yeah.
flies over the combat.
How
As they all
far-
start slowing, he's just like, oh, that sucks, and he just right over top.
So how far was it from like where we were?
He was
to
probably
here?
20 feet out of the door, so he moves there.
20
and then-
feet, and then yeah, he's just gonna start doing like a circle. He's got 80 feet of movement, so
Okay.
that would get him.
I mean, that could get him almost all the way to the bar, I think. Or sorry, 80 feet of movement. That could get him right up to like just in front of the pillar. Yeah.
Maybe like
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And he's looking around.
Okay.
He's actively searching for a magical piece of clothing.
He is. However, if he's moving 80 feet, I believe he's not action searching around. Correct.
He's not action searching, no, but his guy's eyes fucking peeled.
There you go. They're peeled.
The hexed guy's ability is strength disadvantage.
Strength. All right. That is Rez's turn. That brings us to Ori. Alina, you're on deck.
So now that there's a cluster of them, I'm gonna just steady aim and fire at the one that's like most directly in the doorway.
Okay. Yeah. You can see both hands around this axe, slowly swinging it towards Valis's head.
That is a -2 to their AC while they're
It doesn't matter. It's a 30.
With a -2, it hits.
That's gonna be sneak
Without the
attack.
-2, still hits.
And I'm not gonna make it a superiority die.
Okay.
Ooh, big numbers. That's 27 points of magical piercing.
Phenomenal.
And that is it for Ori.
Okay. So again, into this other guy. Now 2 of them bearing these crossbow bolts. That is.
Oh, and then this guy is no longer frightened of me
There you go.
because my turn is.
Nods at you, Billy, and then starts rushing forwards. But that is your turn, Ori. That brings us to Alina Valis. With a 1, you are on deck.
All right. So Alina is also flying.
Okay.
She is gonna also kind of let's see. So is Lena also about 20 feet out?
Yeah, I would imagine you and Rez kind of hanging out.
All right, so she's gonna go 20 feet and then
Which one did you shoot?
like,
Big boy.
and she's going to fly. I want to be like hypotenuse number of feet above these guys.
Okay. It's a tall room, so I mean, you can get up to 40 feet in the air if you need to.
Well, but not with.
Oh, with your movement, correct? Yeah.
So 15-foot hypotenuse, which I don't know, like help.
Oh, sorry. I thought you
Why
were
not?
explaining
so
to me.
I come
You'd
20,
be-
20 feet here and then
Yes.
15 feet. So it's basically 15 feet.
Yeah, yeah,
actually,
yeah.
like 14
Right above
feet.
Alice.
All right. So from that height, bear with me just a second. Let me just double check the
No
wording of
worries.
something.
Okay. So I would like to be 15 feet directly above. What are these three guys again? A Minotaur-looking guy.
Minotaur and 2 orcs.
2 orcs. All right.
What you see is what you get, really. There.
Dope.
And then that guy back there.
And this one's
Giant
okay.
bear man.
And they are slowed and just slow. We can attack slowed guys.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, sorry,
Of course you can.
without impacting the
You can,
spell.
yes.
Okay.
Bugbear?
Not a bugbear. Definitely not. You've never seen a bugbear that big.
I'm gonna. Okay, thanks everybody. So I'm now flying directly over this orc, the one that Billy hexed, and
Okay.
whom Billy is in base contact with. And I'm gonna cast Lightning Lure
Yeah, very nice.
and pull him straight up.
Love that. What kind of save?
That's a Strength save, DC 17.
So, let me just check. Get something that saves here. Not enough. Okay, that is a 16.
Dope. He fails. All right, so I pull him straight 10 feet toward me, directly up into the air.
And so that does provoke an attack of opportunity from
Billy.
From Billy and from Valis, I believe. 'Cause
Correct.
Valis, you're technically 5 feet in the door, right? Oh no, you're not. You're 5 feet out, right? So just Billy.
And then I've got more after the attack
Yeah.
of opportunity, but let's do things in order.
24.
24 hits.
Ah,
You could hear from the slowed as he's just yanked off of his feet.
so that is 9 points of magical piercing.
Very nice. Anything else, Billy?
That was my opportunity attack.
Okay, that's true. Anything else, Alina? I meant.
Yeah, did Valis get his?
He doesn't get one because he's further
sorry.
out. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, then, so I've pulled him 10 feet towards me. He is now within 5 feet of me, just barely.
Yep.
So he's gonna now take 2d8 lightning damage. And then, I don't have to do, do I have to, like, actively drop him? I'm gonna guess no, because I pull him and then the spell is done. and
Right, yeah,
Surely then he would
yeah.
fall, right? Okay, so here's the damage. That's going to be 11 points of lightning damage.
Very nice.
And then the spell ends and he crashes back down to the ground.
Is he prone?
He, I'll say it. I don't think the spell mentions that because I don't think it was intended to be used vertically, which is great.
I mean, it's up to you. Like, whatever happens to a
he
person
lands
who
on his
falls
feet.
10
He's
Wanna
gonna
give
get.
him
He's
a
gonna get.
dexterity save. It's -2 because
That's true.
And 10 feet is a lot.
He
of feet.
falls prone. Yeah. So I had because I had it set as a 15 DC in my mind. He rolled a 15.
Hey.
And with that negative, yeah, absolutely, with slow. You could see he goes and he's like falling on his back. He like starts to smile. He flings his whole head forwards, and as his body begins to adjust, he hits the ground. And like he was fully prepared to make this action, but
I'm
not
gonna
quite
be
quickly.
fine.
Anything else, Alina?
Yes, and then she's gonna tell Rez, go take a look at the door at the top of the stairs and tell me what you see.
All right, you got it. That is your turn. That brings us to Valis.
2 questions.
Yes.
How long has it been since I casted Bless and we've opened and to this point? I think I cast it.
Like less than a minute, probably something
Okay, so I
like.
still have Bless running.
For
Still
sure.
concentrating. Second question. So, slow halves their movement. It
Correct.
takes half their movement to get up.
Correct.
So you have
Does-
7 feet of movement left.
Fine.
So is it half of the half or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. All right then. I'm just
one.
Damaging movement on a slowed enemy is like extra damaging. Yeah.
I'm gonna move up to flank this one with Billy.
Okay.
The big
And-
one or the prone one?
Let's see. I'll attack the one that's prone
Good,
because I
good
have
call.
advantage.
Make your attack rolls.
Let's
It's
see.
almost like someone made her
Ooh,
prone on purpose.
13 to hit.
13 is a miss, unfortunately, even with that negative
Oh,
2.
sorry. I'm blessed.
Was that with advantage?
Yeah, it was with advantage. 15 to hit.
A 15 to hit with the -2 is a hit.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Just
also,
barely.
At the beginning of my turn, I turn around and go, thanks!
Okay,
Into the
free
distance.
action. You shout thanks
In
into
free
the
action
distance.
gratitude.
Truly
Free
a
action,
paladin.
Thoughts and prayers.
So
It's
6.
a level 1 paladin ability.
Yeah.
6 damage.
6 damage, okay.
And then
Skill
second
more
attack.
manly.
Oh my god.
Don't get me in waves.
I'm so glad. It's a multi-layer trap, truly.
17 to hit.
17 hits.
And then second attack is 7 damage.
7 damage. Very nice. Hang on. Okay.
And that'll be it.
Okay. As you pull away from him and he hits the ground, he's still like recovering from that hit in slow motion, like rebounding. He's starting to look a little hurt, but that is your turn, Valis. That brings us to Minka. Is Minka doing anything? Minka panics slightly in the corner, and that's a full action. That brings us to the top of the
I
round.
feel like Minka would heal anyone who asked her to heal them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. No, but that's
She did finally text me
I
back.
feel like
and
I'm
said,
giving
"Don't worry,
that
it's
to you
I
guys.
feel like she
Yeah,
would
yeah. She
also,
could also just
like
throw rocks.
do the.
True.
No, probably would say.
So that brings us to the top of the round
Say
and
a
to
child's form.
the rest of the
It
boys.
only works when you heal.
The boys.
We looked it
Oh,
up
the
before.
boys.
or hunting form, hunter form.
So he
We'll let
is now going
Alana
to.
save that good stuff for the tags. She did tell me
I
that
just
we
don't- I don't know
can
how
use her
many-
for healing magic if we need to. So
And then the slowed guys, the orc is going to move into base contact with Billy by moving 10 feet forward. Thank you. That slowed guy is going to stand up, and that's it. And then the Minotaur will turn around. And that's all that they're doing for the amusement.
So
As
good.
a
is a good
reminder,
spell.
they can use an action or a bonus action, not both,
Correct. And they can only take one attack.
and only one
And
attack.
no
I know. And
reactions.
that's very meaningful, actually. So,
As a quick question,
Yes.
Flag on orc, aesthetic choice or in-game choice?
aesthetic. It's,
Okay.
yeah, it's just part of the miniature.
Yeah.
So good question. The problem, I wanted like the biggest orc so that they blended in size with the other guys, and he was just the biggest one.
Thank you,
Gunner gave
Gunner.
us a wheel as a parting gift because he has to go.
Oh,
Bye,
very
Gunner.
nice. Have a good evening,
I
Gunner.
have to go.
So,
Thank you.
Sorry.
The world get you stuff.
No.
He's
Give me a
banking
second
on
here.
one of them.
I just lost my train of thought. What am I doing here?
I don't know. What did I say?
Minka went- the boys. So they moved. We're going to start with the polar bear. He is going to hurl a spear against all odds, and this is actually going. You're going to benefit from a little bit of cover here, Ori. He's going to make an attack against you. This is at.
Disadvantage because I'm far enough away.
It is certainly.
Hey.
And Ori, that is going to be a 11 to hit.
That misses.
So he just throws this, and you easily just kind of step out of the way, and it clatters on the ground. But that is all he could do. The rest of the guys who are in there. So 3 out of 4 are slowed.
Yes.
Okay. So first, the one who is not slowed rushes in, and Valis, you are taking 3 attacks from them. Oh my God, really?
Or not.
Valis, does a 13 hit?
It does not.
So with all 3 attacks, he misses. Just a little bit panicking. You can see he slams into you. You ricochet with the shield, and he looks and he goes, "Why am nobody else attacking?" And he swings again, and the Minotaur goes, "I'm trying," as he makes his 1 attack. That is going to be a 26 to hit.
Oh, that will
Sorry.
hit.
Okay, and so you are going to be taking 12 points of piercing damage. The other slowed one who stood up is going to. That is going to be a 22 to hit,
Hits.
and that is for 13 points of piercing damage.
Oof.
And that is all that they can do in this slowed form.
The one that attacked me.
Correct.
Which one was it?
The polar bear guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything? Oh no, sorry. That's me. Anything else? No. That brings us to Billy. Chester, you're on deck. Billy, you can see they are pouring into Valis now. They turn away from you, and you certainly are flanking.
Flanking advantage. Going for the hex guy with the green flame.
Go for it.
You're
Because
still
again,
blessed.
oh, I'm still blessed. Hashtag so much blessings.
Oh,
Which is, thank God, hashtag good.
They got a nice leopard skin rug over there.
Nice.
Did I get stuck? Nice. There you go.
Wow, that's a nice. I like the.
Class establishment.
Those,
16.
those lamps.
16. Very
I wonder how
nice.
the bear feels.
That hits?
Yes. Oh, sorry. 16 to
Maybe the
hit.
bear killed
Yes.
the tiger.
Maybe.
Meets a
Lions,
beat.
tigers, and bears.
Hashtag blessed.
It's a
Gotta
meat,
get up.
Yeah, for real. The bless has been really helpful.
It really has. And then
I always forget how good it is because it doesn't sound that great on paper, but man, it makes a
Alright.
difference.
Well, it does a lot of work, like in battle.
Yeah.
You get to like out of combat. It's like
You get
Yeah.
the
you get it
going,
once a couple
and I'll
times,
get the
or
vein
what a couple
going,
times. But
and-
11
Oh,
points
oh,
of
baby,
magical
we gotta see
piercing.
Very nice.
1 point of necrotic.
Okay.
And then 4 points of fire damage, and then and then to the second creature, which is going to be this guy here. 9 points of 9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire.
And then Billy's going to burn a bardic inspiration for a defensive flourish,
Okay.
which is 3 points of magical piercing again, and 3 points to my AC.
Very nice. So as this is all happening, you can see as they slow, Billy, you take this moment to accelerate, and you take this blade, and it stitches a green line through all of these individuals, just crossing through, and the explosion of fire catching those that it doesn't hit directly. That is a pretty good amount of damage across a variety of individuals. Anything else, Billy? Okay.
All is right with the world.
Turn, and you have the blade between you and all of your enemies. You feel well established in your defensive space. That is your turn, Billy. That brings us to Cheshire.
I am singing to myself, and nobody's close enough to hear, so
I am. I'm like 10 feet away from you.
I'm outside the door.
Yeah. Oh, you like tucked
went
around.
back?
Oh yeah.
Oh, damn. I thought you were like
not like-
still
that
behind.
was what I did too. She was like, "Oh, I go outside the door." I was like, "Oh, you mean this door?" No.
No, Cheshire's like taking a smoke break out there, just kind of humming to themselves.
Is the dragonborn just like?
He probably watched you go, but he's like, this is a whole fight happening. He's watching that. That's much more interesting. He's not at all worried about you, and for what it's worth, like, he's not even concerned that you are behind him. But
I
anything
didn't
else,
go
Cheshire?
far, like I'm just
Yeah.
like around the door,
Yeah.
but like not watching nothing.
He can
Just
probably
singing
hear
myself.
you for what it's worth, but he's not paying attention. That is his turn. Or sorry, that is your turn,
That is my
Cheshire.
turn.
That brings us to Rez. Rez flies going up the stairs. The stairs, I believe, are a grand total of 45 feet, and so you can reach up to the very top, no problem. He has 80 feet of movement, correct?
Yep. And was hoping that he's not going to need to make a check just to look at a thing and say what he sees just generally.
Oh,
So I'm looking for basically a description of the door.
Okay, so he gets to the top and he looks and he just goes, all right, so it's a metal door. It's like 10 feet wide. There's two of them, and they got hinges and knobs.
I can't ask questions right now. It's not my turn.
Alina!
Yep, that's the door.
And that's what he says.
Give me 6 seconds.
That is Ori's turn. Alina, what would you like to do?
He doesn't
what?
describe whether there was like any little windows or slats or anything like that.
No, and so you'd imagine that means they aren't there.
Did Ori?
I did not know.
It's Ori's turn.
Wait, why did I miss Ori? Oh, right.
No, he goes right after us.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We didn't miss him yet.
Ori, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing that I did. Steady aim and shoot at the... Well, actually, I don't need to steady aim, so I'm gonna bonus action hide
Okay.
and then fire at the guy. Or
Yeah.
I guess fire at the guy and then bonus action.
That would, I mean, you could do it whatever order you want.
Well, that's the one that I want.
You'll just unhide very quickly. At first I was like, oh yeah, for the advantage weight, but
Ooh, 18?
18 hits.
Okay, nice.
Which one are you targeting?
The Minotaur.
Okay,
Once again, yeah. Same one as before.
no problem. And he's looking pretty beat up. I mean, you guys have been stacking damage on him.
And that's going to be good 90s again. 27 magical piercing.
27 magical piercing. Give me 1 second.
And then sneak.
Okay. As you fire this bolt in, it sinks deep into this Minotaur's chest, and he coughs, and blood just coats the fur within his chin, and he is just barely still alive. And it's almost even just the slow is like keeping him alive. He hasn't like caught
blood
up to
isn't
dying
gushing
yet.
out fast
He's
enough.
barely holding on, but still up.
And then, yeah, I hid mostly to get out of the guy who threw the spears.
Yeah, you
line of sight more.
tuck up on the left.
But it was
side.
16.
No problem. You don't feel terribly hidden. There's a lot going on, but he can't see you.
All right.
That's just physics. So that is your turn, Ori, right?
Yes.
That brings us to Alina.
Okay. So Alina is going to.
Alina!
Yeah, I heard you. Good job. Hold on. I'm just doing some math, some geometry in my head. Bear with me just a second.
Math.
And Elena's dead.
Make sure you
Yummy.
use the-
Okay. Yummy. So Alina's gonna fly around here. And she is essentially
Dead.
She's essentially over Billy, like directly over Billy.
Okay.
Still about
Helicopter parent Billy.
yeah. And
else?
so she's gonna use her amulet of fickle
Drop her straight to the
cold.
ground.
Okay.
And
straight to
here
the ground.
is how I want it to work, and I only want to do this if Alina is confident about the geometry that she's worked out.
Okay.
Okay. So
How many math
using this
classes
cone thing,
Yes.
it appears that with a cone, especially one that's pointing a little downward, I can get all 4 of these guys and not Billy or Valis.
You feel confident that you could do that.
Dope. And
Well, definitely Billy.
Maybe Val's.
I think
I want to be kind of wherever around here I can.
you can't hit all 4 and not hit Valis.
You could hit the 3.
Without. I mean, yeah, you can't. You could hit 3
No,
without
that's
hitting
fine.
Valis.
That's fine. Okay, I want to get these 3 because you said this is the one that looks really
So
rough.
basically, you could
Oh no,
just
the Minotaur looks rough.
Correct, yeah.
plop it in this line,
Yeah.
stand like here, and then go
Yeah.
straight along.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, no worries.
And then I am.
Who's the target?
Yeah. Hold on one sec. I also want to do. So what I usually do with this is I do it from up and facing down, so that if it backfires, it goes up. And can I get myself positioned in such a way that I feel sure that I'm not going to hit Ori with a fart?
Wait,
cone?
yeah, Ori tucked himself against the far left wall so the polar bear
I'm
guy
like-
wouldn't be seeing
Oh,
him.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, good,
like,
good,
I'm
good.
still
Okay.
here, but like,
Like parallel to
I'm
the
like-
stairs and that structure.
yeah, I'm like
pretty much.
50
He's got cover.
feet
Yeah.
from like.
Nope. All right, and with that mathed, here we go. So the target is gonna be.
Rez is like, Alina! And you're standing there with your protractor, like, yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Hold on, I heard him. Let's see, what kind of? It's a con
Sounds like a
save.
door.
So, they all probably have pretty decent con, but I'll do the first guy in the line.
Alright. And so this, you said against their con?
It is a con save DC 17.
Okay. That is going to
Oh wait,
be...
I'm so sorry. First we have to do the charisma.
Correct, yeah.
My mistake.
And so that...
It's still DC 17 though, I
Correct,
think,
yeah.
right?
And that is... No, it's competing checks, I believe.
Competing check.
Yeah. And it's against your casting modifier, I believe, which is charisma.
Yes. Oh,
And so
that's right.
that is an 18.
I also got an 18.
What is your charisma score?
20.
You win.
Nice.
Whoa.
All right. So now we cast the spell,
You do.
and it's a con save, DC 17, for each of them. 8d8 cold damage, or half on a successful save.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna use my computer to roll.
What kind of save is that? Dex?
Con?
Con. That is a 15.
For which one?
For the Minotaur, sorry, I was just starting with him.
Oh,
And then for the 2 orcs,
sorry, he got a 16?
15.
Right.
One of the orcs is a natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is an 18. Oh, no, sorry. I can't tell. I'm going to say that's an 8. So that's going to be a 14.
Okay. So the Minotaur and the 14 fail. They take 31 points of cold damage, and the one that succeeded takes half, 15.
The Minotaur, as this hits, you can see for a moment he stands up to your will and he tries to resist. And at the last second, you just overwhelm him with your faith in all that is the Thorn home, less Sir Nunos and more just a community that you've built around you. And using that, you overwhelm this individual's defenses and burst cold across, and he just freezes solid. Minotaur down. It also deals 32 points of damage. 31, sorry, to the other 2 orcs.
Nice.
And the one who is already kind of a little bit hurt looks badly damaged at the end of that, almost on death's door. And then the other guy, it's a little frosty. Anything else, Lena?
I say to Rez, okay, come on down and bother whichever combatant you feel like.
Oh, all right, I got it.
And then can you just, I know it's only been a couple seconds for Alina, but Hannah doesn't remember the description of the door. Do you mind? It's big metal hinges.
Big metal, about 10 feet wide, hinges.
2 doors.
2 doors.
The essence of a door.
Yeah, very door-like.
The essence of doors.
What I
That is-
really wanted to know was whether there were any slats or windows. So.
Again, because he didn't say that, probably not.
But I should have probably asked him
Probably.
specifically for the information that I wanted.
Yeah. That is your turn, Alina. Valis, all the way at a number 1. What would you like to do?
All right. So
And just now I should have been like, come on down, join the fray. And also, did it have any slats or windows in it?
As a free action, he says, in case you're wondering, there's no windows or slats on his doors.
Thank you.
let's see. Action attack this one that's right in front of me that I'm flanking with Billy.
Okay.
So still blessed. So the first roll definitely gonna hit. Second roll.
Stay blessed.
23 to hit.
23 absolutely hits.
All
You can
right.
see after the Amulet of Fickle Cold unleashes a beam of ice across him, he's already looking badly hurt. And so you strike into him. He can barely defend himself.
12 damage.
12
Max
damage.
damage.
He is gone.
Ah.
You just cleave his legs out from underneath and
Ouch.
he falls to the ground. There is just the one guy who is unslowed and the one guy who is slowed, like barely hanging on between Billy and I believe Valis.
I'll attack the other one that's between Billy and I.
Okay.
So that's
And
gonna
that's at
be-
advantage.
Nice. That's gonna be a 17 plus. Oh my god, this
It's all over the
21
place.
to hit.
21 hits.
Oh no, min damage this time. The dice give it and the dice take it.
Very true.
5 damage.
5 damage.
Holy cows.
And as a bonus action,
Okay.
I would like to take a purple green jade from the prayer beads, and I'd like to crush it and throw it in the direction of this guy. And I'm gonna say at him, limited to 2 sentences. So here are my 2 sentences: collect the best treasure in this room, and give it to me, and then tell us how to open the door ahead.
What kind of save?
Wisdom 14.
Oh, I wanted him to fail, but that is
man.
going to be an 18. For this. Oh, sorry, 19. Yeah, unfortunately, you could see he just kind of winces and continues forwards. Anything else, Valis?
Great idea.
I love that idea. It was
a
great.
good idea.
Go make our looting more easy.
That is Valis' turn. Minka in the hallway just just like looking back and forth. Nobody's asked for healing, so she's just waiting.
Digging in her bag for her
so
fantasy
wasteful.
fan axe.
I like that. That brings us to the top of the round and to the boys. And so at the is it at the top? At the end of their turn, they would have had a save against that slow effect, right?
At the end of their turn, what would they do?
It's only one of them. They do not make that save. So we'll start with the ones that aren't slow. The polar bear guy is going to run forwards towards Valis. As he does, he's just going to say, "I've got your treasure right here." He has this like big axe. He is going to take 3 attacks against you.
Oh no.
The lowest one is going to be a 16.
Miss.
The other 2 are both 26.
Hit.
And so the first one is going to be 12 points of piercing damage. The second one is going to be another 12 points. Wow, they rolled the same for hit and the same for damage. 12 points of piercing damage from
You got
both.
that real fast.
That is this polar bear. He hits you with 2 of these gifts. And then the individual who is not slowed will hit you with 3 more attacks. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
Miss.
I rolled a d6 for one of them. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
Miss.
And then the other one that is not a d6, that is also only going to be a 14 to hit.
Heck yeah!
And so,
Goodness,
as
because
this
I have literally 1 hit point.
amazing. And so this polar bear lays into you. I've got your gifts right here. He slashes across. You are almost brought down to your knees. And this orc like tries to hit, and then the polar bear carves in. And the orc tries to hit again. The polar bear carves in. This orc is just like, he steps back, like waiting for his turn. Makes no attacks. And the one guy who is slowed gets his one. The whole time this is happening has been swinging down with their 1 attack, and that is going to be a 23 to hit.
On me?
Yeah.
Oh, that hits.
Okay. Oh, actually, no. That would be, that'll be on you. That is going to be 14 points of damage.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm down.
You are dropped down to the ground, and he, like slowly reacting. You see victory as you like fade to black. But that is all of the boys' attacks. That brings us to Billy. Billy, next to you, Valis falls to the ground.
Green flame.
Your attack
Green
roll.
flame. Oh, no more bless. No more bless.
Oh damn, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Also, no more flank.
That's why they kept attacking you.
Ah.
It's truly your blessings. That's a 12 for Billy,
Okay.
which I'm assuming misses.
Yeah, that's a miss.
And frustration and healing.
Okay.
Healing frustration.
Healing frustration. Ugh. Heal.
And Billy just shouts, "Get back up!" And that's 8 points of magical healing to me.
Thank you.
Valis, you burst back to life. You can see this guy above you is still victorious. Hasn't reacted yet. He's slowed. But that is
Another
your
6
eyes, and you're
seconds.
like-
He's gonna
anything else, Billy?
Yeah, that's all of it.
All right.
Have your grandma Valis.
You heal Valis. That brings us to Cheshire's turn.
Continuing as before.
Okay. You continue to sing your song. You hear from the doorway, "Ooh, that looks like it hurt." And like this dragonborn just watching everything going on. But that is your turn, Cheshire. That brings us to Rez.
I'm surprised the two of you aren't.
So
like,
Rez, you told him to fly down and annoy whoever he wants.
No, I guess I did.
He
Yeah.
did. He's gonna just rush towards the polar bear because that's just the first guy that he sees.
that's fine.
I think that's probably most of his movement.
It's not.
10, 15, 20.
How many is the stairs is 45?
Yeah, so it'll get it right up to I think within 10 feet of him.
Minka's just in the corner, like, polar bears aren't even native to this region.
Yeah, that's weird. That brings us to, excuse me, Ori.
I'm gonna do what I've been doing. It's gonna be tagging and then bonus action hiding.
So Ori, you take 2 steps to your right, and you take your shot. Who are you shooting at, by the way?
I'm gonna go for the polar bear dude
Okay.
that was fucking throwing the spear at me.
Unhurt, and you just watched him level.
29.
29 hits.
And I really want to make him scared again, but I'm not gonna.
Noted.
But I wonder.
I could.
I put it in the notes.
Well, I'm wondering. He's a polar bear. Is he resistant to fire? you know,
No.
by Pokemon, like he'd probably be an ice type in Pokemon.
He's resistant to cold.
Notably, though, we are not playing Pokemon currently. I feel like it's really important that
though
you
he does have
understand
a lot of physical characteristics, as you see before you, of a polar bear. He's holding an axe, and you just heard him yell, "I've got your gifts right here," which most polar bears don't do.
But that's
Santa
22
Claus
points
in
of
disguise.
piercing damage.
20, how much?
22.
Very nice. And so that absolutely sinks in. And as he's about to like hit Valis as he's down, but has to pull away with that strike.
And then I'm gonna bonus action.
There you go. Bonus action. Right back into the
And
corner.
it's gonna be a 15.
Even less effective this time. But that is your turn, Ori. That brings us to Alina. Valis, you're on deck. Alina, these arrows underneath you, what do you want to do?
All right. Well, this one. Sorry. So this one's looking hurt. These two. This one hasn't been hurt yet. the
He's
bear?
hurt. The only one that is not hurt right now, and not hurt is he only has a couple points of damage, is the guy with the flag.
All right. Well, the polar bear is pretty formidable, so I'm gonna Eldritch Blast at him.
Yeah, make your attack rolls.
I'm gonna say I won't. No, don't.
You won't.
You're wrong. That's gonna be a 17 and a dirty 20.
Both of those hit.
Delightful. Okay. So that's gonna be 17 points of force and 3 bludgeoning.
Okay, very nice. You can see this guy as he gets hit again and again, like unhurt as he crossed in, took Valis down, struck again with an arrow, with Eldritch Blast, almost has to take a step back. He's starting to look kind of hurt.
And then, who did I see? Which one Ori has been shooting at?
That's the one that he just shot, I believe, because he had been
Bear?
shooting at the Minotaur.
Yeah, I killed.
Okay.
I shot the Minotaur and then I started
right.
shooting the polar bear.
So I'm gonna tell Rez. Yeah, definitely the polar bear, because that's the one Ori's been taking pot shots at. He's doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's your turn?
That's my turn.
Alrighty, that brings us to Valis.
Stand up.
Half your movement.
Might have my movement. I will take the dodge action and I will just stare these two guys down.
Okay, you stare them down, and you can see this bear like looks at you, and it's about to be an intense moment, and then poof, poof, you see it twice in the shoulders. An arrow sinks into his stomach. He's like almost knocked backwards, but he's coming forwards. That is your turn with the dodge action.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that brings us to Minka.
She's probably gonna shoot a healing word at Valis, right?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say second level just based on the.
You don't look fine. and then just
I'm gonna lose it anyway.
Little
It's just a
healing-
second.
Gonna be second level healing word.
Yeah, go for it. That is Minka's turn. That brings us to the top of the initiative and into the boys.
2d4 plus 4.
The boy.
Yes.
Yeah, I have her sheet here. I just yeah.
Thanks a lot.
He is struck by this the arrows, the Eldritch Blast,
9.
and as you climb to your feet, this polar bear levels its eyes at you. I'm going to keep calling it a polar bear now. He's going to level his eyes at you, and he's just going to say, "No re-gifting," and he's going to strike you 3 times.
Alright. He has disadvantage.
That's true. That is going to be a 7 to hit with the first.
That'll be a miss.
That is going to be, is that cocked? It is cocked. That is going to be a, unfortunate for you. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh, that'll hit.
Yeah. Close to minimum damage. That is going to be only 9 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
And then the final hit,
That healing you just got.
Minka's healing just kept me up.
Dope.
that is only going to be a 12 to hit.
Oh, that'll miss.
So the polar bear hits you again and again, and you are able to bring your shield up and deflect most of it. And in that space, the orc who is next to you is going to take this opportunity to get some strikes in as well. Are these also at disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
Oh, right. First one is only going to be an 8 to hit.
Oh, that
Second one is going to be a 14 to hit.
Miss.
And the third one 16 to hit.
Miss.
Oh. You hold the shield up, and these are just strike after strike, and one gets through. The shield is beginning to look almost worn despite its abilities, but you are holding firm. The very final one with his single slowed attack takes a strike against Billy, as they have not recognized that Valis is up yet. They are slowed. And so Billy, this is not a disadvantage, but they swing, and as they do mid-swing, they see Valis and Torn let go of their axe as they roll a natural one. It drops to the ground, and Billy, you kind of take an elbow softly to the sternum as they go to swing at Valis. There is no damage. There is no real attack roll. That is all that they can do. And that is the boys. That brings us to Billy. Billy, as this elbow thuds into your sternum, what do you want to do?
Attack with advantage.
Go for it.
That's the real reason Billy brought me back up. Give me back my flank.
Maybe.
These guys cannot make a save. After the first round.
17 to hit.
17 hits.
Right. So that's 11 points of magical piercing.
Okay, and this is against
Hexy boy.
Hexy Boy.
Oh, sorry. A hex is a d6, not a d8. And then full 0.6 of necrotic damage to Hexy boy.
Okay, he's looking real rough.
I unfortunately didn't say that I did Green Flame Blade, even though I do it every turn.
Not that turn.
Oh, and he's so close to death, too. I mean, you can see as you pull the blade across, he sinks down a little bit. He's slowed, and so he watches the axe drop to the ground. He looks up at you. He's so confused. He has to, like, reach in 8 different directions, and he's going nowhere quick. But anything else, Billy?
Sorry, Boo.
Cheshire.
Wait,
Oh,
I want to do it.
what are you doing?
What? I want to burn one of my pack slots for a Wrathful Smite.
Hell yeah, do it.
I'm so mad. That's another 3 points of psychic damage, and you need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Are we sure Billy doesn't have a level of barbarian?
6.
Rage.
That's
Rage fueled
definitely
actions.
failed, and he's frightened.
He is frightened. How much damage was that?
3,
Okay, still up, but quite frightened.
but scared and slow
As
and
you
very hexed.
Bring this strike across. The hex tightens around him, and you can see it goes from around the body to almost congealing into a collar that begins to choke this individual. And they try to grab it. They're trying to grab for their axe. They're also trying to hit you, and they can't do 3 things with 2 arms while slowed.
Exactly.
Anything else, Billy?
No.
All
poor
right,
guy.
that brings us to you, Cheshire.
Damn.
Hope ahead
I've been slowed. It sucks ass.
They're taking forever.
Yeah, it's slow for some reason.
Slow.
You did that! You did!
Thank you. You're great.
We love you!
Kind of like slide up to the Dragonborn. I bet you they'll finish it in 2 more rounds.
What's around?
Make a persuasion check.
I mean, the Dragonborn's like eating popcorn at this point.
Yeah.
Nice.
26.
26. He turns.
50
What do you have on you?
A lot of nicks and necks. Some shiny things.
I've just got shitty stuff that they make me give goblins. He turns and keeps watching. But for what it's worth, he's not willing to rip you off. That is anything else, Cheshire?
He's pretty like intently focused on this fight area.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can see just beyond him, there's this little door, little tiny slot.
Can I check his pockets?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, 100% what I thought.
I don't know why I didn't. I was like, oh, she's gonna stab him. That's nice.
No, Cheshire's not gonna stab anyone.
Not
back at me.
everyone's
Cheshire's just gonna
initial
take their hit.
reaction is stab.
That's just the rest of us.
Cheshire's not murderous. Cheshire's just got a, you know,
22. Spent too much time around
22.
Billy.
As he looks, you kind of say that, and he just kind of turns and looks away, and you kind of give him a good-natured, like, elbow. And as you do, your hand just across the elements of his pockets, and really quickly, the thing that you know almost immediately, empty.
Shitty goblin stuff.
Straight empty. No keys, nothing like that. No gold, just empty. You look behind at this little slot and this little kind of metal thing. Probably if there was anything, that's where it would be.
Fair enough.
Anything else, Cheshire?
I'm bored.
He turns and looks and says, "You have no idea how exciting this is." But that is your turn, Cheshire. That brings us to Rez. So Rez closes the last distance, just goes, "Come here, you idiot," and just poof, starts slapping him on the back.
I was hoping maybe he'd pull in his little polar bear here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You can see he just plants both of his legs on the polar bear's head, just yanks back
Just
as hard as he
Ratatouille's
can.
it.
You can see like the polar bear's gums fully exposed as the face slides back. But that is Rez's turn. That brings us to Ori. Ori, you peek out from where you were not very well hidden, and you could see this polar bear like full face stretched
So
backwards.
using that help from Rez, I'm gonna aim for like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ooh, natural 20.
Roll damage. And for what it's worth, he is not terribly hurt compared to the other ones, but that's a lot of damage.
Did you say he's about to be?
Yeah, he is.
It's
Ooh, spoke too soon. Bad numbies.
What was this? Was this a?
This is a sneak attack.
So many dice.
It's still double on the dice, but that's actually 24 total magic piercing.
24.
But that's like I've been
Just
hitting
average
better
it,
than that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you get charged.
And that's with the damage doubled?
Oh, that's true. I do get the charges back. So
that's with the
nice.
damage doubled?
Yes.
Okay. So that brings us to it right into the neck, and it's just a little to the left of the major artery. Doesn't sever it, but it almost clears through the neck. He snaps it off in mid-battle, and there is a gush of blood. And as he growls and just goes, "That was nothing," the blood just bursts from his mouth. He's badly hurt, but he's still coming.
And then bonus action. I guess I'll hide again. Why not?
All right, make a stealth check.
If it ain't broke.
It's getting broke. 12. Each time.
Each time, it's because you're like just a little bit further out each time.
Things are looking okay. I'm just gonna I don't want to make myself readily available.
You
but-
turn back and you can see like the Dragonborn and Cheshire talking. But yeah, no problem. That is your turn, Ori.
Yep. that's it.
Alrighty, Alina. From up above, you see the entire face of this creature yank back, and you can tell Rez is doing what he needs to be. This arrow strikes deep, and he is looking hurt. What do you want to do?
All right, Eldritch Blast, but I'm going to do them one at a time. So the first one at the polar bear.
Sure.
That's going to be a 15.
15 is a miss.
All right, so second one at the polar bear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the 14.
That is also a miss? Question mark?
Good thing you didn't.
That's a miss, unfortunately. Anything else, Alina?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, Raz, that was so funny. Do that again.
Yeah, no, I got you. You could hear him get ready to start. But that is your turn, Alina. Valis.
I'm gonna move
All
over
right.
here just to break up the monotony a little bit.
Okay. You rush over.
I'm over here now.
Do I see any fear or hesitation on these two spaces that are, that I'm in base contact with?
Without making an action, there's a lot happening here.
All right, I will action dodge,
Okay.
and then I would like to say to them, "Your friends fall around you. Tell us how to get to the next door, and we'll let you walk out of here alive."
Okay. Make a persuasion check. I would say make it at disadvantage.
Okay.
If you want to open it, that's a whole different story. Turn the knob.
Who are you speaking to?
The two of them that are in front of me.
The room.
The polar bear just goes, and that's all you get back. Anything else, Valis?
That's it.
Alrighty. That brings us to Minka. Does Minka do anything? Minka free action panics. That brings us to the top of the round.
It's alright. It's almost over. I think.
Can't she throw a magic stone at the one that's almost dead?
When you say the one that is almost dead, which of the two who are almost identically almost dead?
The
do you
one
mean?
with the 3 rings on it.
Yeah, for sure. That's within range. So yeah, if Minka wants, they can make an attack with Magic Rock.
17?
17 hits.
Okay.
It's right in the forehead.
Still just one
Knocked out.
D6
Be slow.
Oh, it doesn't.
It's
This one doesn't stack with levels.
So it's 1d6, but it also adds her.
Yeah.
casting.
So it's 10.
That's
10.
not bad.
10 stone damage.
The guy with the rings. That strikes, and as it does, Billy, you are closest, and so you can hear there is a pop as a bone somehow is broken by that stone in this guy's arm, still up, barely, just hanging on, and wouldn't survive a similar strike, but is still up. That is Minka's turn. That brings us to the top of the round to these boys. To these boys. As a response to you, the orc, not struggling to breathe through blood, just says, "There's no friends here." And he is going to take 3 attacks against you.
At disadvantage?
No. So the first one is going to be a 6.
Miss.
Second one is going to be an 8.
Miss.
Third one was either a natural 20 or a 17.
Miss.
Hey.
And so this action, incredibly potent. As he swings, you pull this up, and he just says that there is no friends here, and you're able to block this again. The polar bear, barely holding on, is going to take his strikes against you, Valis. First one is going to be a 15 to hit.
Miss.
Second one is only going to be 8 to hit, and the third one is going to be 8 again to hit. So you take 6 attacks and you stand strong with almost no health.
Incredible.
But the guy who slowed recognizes that you're up, and he turns with his 1 attack at disadvantage.
Did he pick up his weapon?
No, so it's an unarmed strike, but this is still what he's doing. That is going to be 15 to hit, and so tries to swing at you and misses as well. And so 7 attacks.
Look at this
That is
fucker.
all of the boys, and that brings us to you, Billy.
All damn
You
boys.
have this individual's back to you.
Get him.
Green flame blade.
There you go.
There it is.
Doesn't matter.
Is that with advantage?
You swing.
All these dice are fucking stupid.
That's how I feel. So you swing, and as you do, this individual slowly swings forwards, and you account too much for his movement. He's going slow, and you miss. Anything else, Billy?
No one saw that.
Okay. That is a free action to plead your case. That brings us to Cheshire. Cheshire, you feel like Billy just missed, though you weren't paying attention. You could swear. What would you like to do?
She sees all.
Gonna keep holding.
Okay, you keep holding. And that brings us to Rez. Rez yanks this guy's face back. Similar effect. That brings us to you, Ori.
Cool, I'm gonna shoot that. I'm gonna shoot the one that's not as injured.
That would be the orc who has the flag in that miniature, as far as you can tell. The other two are
We like to
badly.
disperse our
The
damage.
slowed, but the slowed one is slow. Might as well, you know.
So, like,
Kill the polar bear.
And the
Well, that.
no, because, like,
Valis is flanking the polar bear.
19.
19 hits.
All right.
And that is a sneak attack.
22 points of magical piercing damage
32 points of magical piercing damage.
against the orc.
Right. That strikes, and you can see his whole body is jerked back, but he steps forwards. Anything else?
Bonus action hide.
Alrighty, make your hide. 11?
No.
What was it? 15. Oh, okay.
I did
Hey,
see it
back
roll
up
back
on top, right to the top of the order. That is your turn, or you hide, quote unquote. Alina, what would you like to do?
Polar bear.
Make your attack rolls.
I'm gonna. Now, polar bear is being flanked. Can I have advantage?
Yeah, you do, because Rez took the.
Yeah. He. Oh, right. Hell yeah. All right. So advantage on the
Or didn't target him.
advantage on the first one. Ooh, that's very lucky. 24
24 hits.
on the first one, and then we'll just roll this second. Actually, no. Let's do damage just in case.
Definitely
I'm
do
healing.
damage.
All right. 9 points of force and 3 bludgeoning.
You strike this polar bear, and he was already on his last legs. He was speaking to Valis, and all that was coming out was blood, not words. And so this, well more than enough just to end this polar bear. He hits the ground. Rez jumps off of him right at the last second, like running off of an exploding car, except the car is a polar bear's face. But no problem.
Amazing. And then the other one is going to go at the one with all the rings, and as she casts this one, she's gonna go, I'm sorry, Billy.
No, you're
I
not.
don't want to take your kill. And I might not. 15?
15 is a miss.
You're welcome.
And so, as you say, as you kind of look at Billy, you see Billy like begins to look upset at you, and you just kind of turn it to the side.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna tell Rez, on your next turn, you decide which one to bother.
All right, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's down?
He is. Yeah, Alina just erased it.
Polar bear.
That is Alina's turn. That brings us to you, Valis. This guy, as he coughs through blood, suddenly Eldritch Blast right in the face. He's knocked down. You see Rez just leap away from his body, and this orc is directly in front of you. The other one right behind you. What do you want to do?
Alright, I am going to... So I see there's only 2 left. I am going to spin around and... Sorry, Bill. Attack the one that is... I'm flanking with Billy.
Alrighty.
And that's going to be a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And then 12 damage, max damage.
12 damage.
So I want to spin around and just lop his head off. And then...
You spin around and you right across the throat, and he's still alive. You slit across, blood pours down. You see the trachea.
Someone up there knows that Billy wants this kill.
Someone up there, but also he has 1 hit point left.
Second attack.
Can't let me have it.
Maybe you can get the last one.
21 to hit.
That hits. So you don't need to roll any damage. 1 hit point left, easily.
Yeah.
You
And
carve in
then-
once. He grabs his hand, and you cut through both hands and the throat, decapitating him cleanly.
And then I want to take the bloodied sword and point it at this last orc, and I will say to him, I'm not looking for friends. I'm asking you to walk away and live. Just tell us how to get through to the next room.
Okay. Make an intimidation check.
So cool.
11.
Okay.
No, it's not.
He grits his teeth, but that is your turn, Valis.
Any chance I can do it with advantage because everything is dead?
No.
Oh man.
Interestingly,
hags upstairs.
you get the sense that you would be making this a disadvantage, was everybody not dead. But that is your turn, Valis. That brings us to Minka. Is Minka doing anything?
Slap 2 other people.
Okay.
I think it's just about done. Hold on.
Okay. And that is Minka's turn. That brings us to the top of the round to these boys.
Maybe she
To this
refills her
boy.
pocket stones.
This boy.
You say this, and he growls at you. And I think
Boys.
at this, he's going to look up, and he's going to take his first attack against you, Valis. That is going to be an 18 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. He swings and misses. This axe goes into the ground. He struggles to lift it again, but as he does, he'll say, "You don't understand," and he'll take the second attack. That is only going to be a 13 to hit.
Oh, miss.
We do understand.
Slams it
You're
into
not
the
rolling
stone.
a disadvantage, right?
That's
I am.
also pretty cool.
Oh, I'm not dodging this time.
Ah, okay. Well,
I made my bid.
You a real homie, DM.
does a 20 hit?
It does.
Okay, so that second one does strike into you, and you do take 13 points of slashing damage. Slashes into you, and you go
Hang on,
down.
it's not over. Last just went down.
He lifts this axe up and then looks across all of you and roars out, "Nobody's walking out of here." But that is his turn. Oh no, he has one more attack. He crosses this carpet, and he is going to swing one more attack at Billy. Billy. Does a 13 hit?
Nope.
All right. Woof. You manage to step out of the way.
Question
Yeah.
about that movement. Does he put himself into a position in which he's being flanked by the 2 of them, or does he not do that? And
In
Oh,
his,
I'm sorry,
And
I
in
missed
his
that.
mind, Valis is down, so
I totally missed
he
that.
does put himself between them, yeah.
Sorry, sweetie, that I did not pay attention to you being down.
No, but it's important because if he comes back up, he's coming up and flanking, so that matters.
He's not, because Billy's going to Billy. And Billy's going to bonus action hex.
Okay.
Move my hex here.
Yeah.
And she's going to light it up with light it up being the green flame blade, just so everyone
Gotcha,
who's
gotcha.
watching in a way.
And then also
And that's
hopefully
a
this
21 to hit.
21
guy.
hits.
This guy.
5 points plus 7 is 12 points of magical piercing,
Okay.
3 points of psychic,
Looking rough.
and 7 points of fire.
Billy. As you bring this spell around, he says that there's nobody who's going to walk out of here, and he steps forwards and you skewer him with this blade. And as he dies, he says, "Thank you," and just slides down, impelling himself further, and you are all out of initiative.
Damn.
Did the bear turn into not a bear when he died?
He's exactly as he was when he died, except dead.
So he was always a bear.
I mean,
They're like humanoid.
it's a bear-like humanoid. That is what you can tell right now, and he is dead on the floor. And so,
He's
if you
a
wanna,
Bearmanoid.
if you want to do something to figure it out, you have a pretty easy opportunity. But at this moment, there are bodies strewn across this, and you hear from this dragonborn who claps and says, "It's a good thing we didn't bet," to you, Cheshire, and sits back down.
Any information you'd like to give us?
And you're saying that to?
The Dragonborn.
He turns and he says, "You made it through the gate."
The door, though, up at the top of the stairs? Regular door, is it?
I don't think he's gonna.
You've used them before,
Doors.
I imagine.
You're not funny.
Nor are you.
I know. And then she's gonna turn her into...
She's got a really grumpy
Make
sense
my
of
way
humor.
into the
I
room,
can tell.
seeing now that the fighting has died down. Probably being like, Minka, maybe go help Valis. He looks a little down.
And Cheshire, do you want to come in and
And
pilfer some treasure? Or do you want to keep talking to a person who is definitely our enemy?
Before you move, you hear that for no problem. But the Dragonborn is going to say, "You know, there is somebody who could use your skills if you would not be so quick to throw away your life. I cannot go, but Glacial Duneth could use you."
I will consider this.
And just steps back.
Oh, did you read the one on the door that said that you can't
that was like.
leave? Is that why you can't go?
Well, first of all, make a saving throw.
Oh, shit, I said it! Oh my god! I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well,
It's a magical effect, right?
She said
It is.
you, not I. Does that matter?
No, I said
Also,
it.
you're
I said
like-
the whole thing.
No, you said you. Did you read the thing that says that you
something feet
cannot
away.
leave?
Did you say the thing? I don't know. But
It's
it's
fine.
close enough, yeah.
I rolled my dice. 21.
21. For a brief moment, your legs lock up. And you can see a little bit of a smile begin to crest his face.
Oh, I would have deserved
and then
it.
you break free, no
I would
problem.
have deserved it.
Yeah, you wanna.
And then she's gonna be like, "Okay, you said I wasn't funny, right? I guess you were wrong."
Make a persuasion check.
That's cocked. That's cocked. 2 good rolls on it. 11.
An 11. Cheshire, you and you alone, because you're close enough here. But you don't see anything and you have no idea.
Okay. Anyway, Raz.
Yeah,
Have,
there's a lot of cool stuff around here. I mean, I like
Yeah.
that chair.
do we? Okay. Regroup, right?
Am I still down?
I mean, nobody's brought you back.
I think I would probably
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I was
dear.
going
Just rushes
up with-
forwards and
with Minka.
no problem.
And I wanted
Shall
to,
we let
I for detail.
Alana decide
Yeah,
exactly
Alana
what the
can
nature
decide
of
what
that healing
would
looks
be.
like?
No problem.
You have been healed.
Ah,
In
You are
some-
back up.
if I am back up, I'm just going to start short resting.
Okay. You pull your legs in, you turn
Start
around.
bandaging my wounds. That's
No
what
problem.
that looks like.
I don't think. Okay.
I don't think we have
Alina
time
wants
for
to
that.
go look at what is over. Just briefly go cast an eye on that to see if it's anything interesting.
You walk up the
Looks
steps and you
magic-y.
slow because you do see lots of blood stains on
still
this.
fine.
Well, okay, so you float across, and as you do, you slow because you do see that there are blood stains on this, what is essentially a steel altar. And it's pretty high quality as steel for what it's worth. But you can also see there is a stone pool of what is almost certainly blood. And it's relatively old, though it definitely has some liquid quality to it. You imagine you could probably like gently lay your hand across and it would stay. It's been a little bit of time and you can smell it.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if I can divine what manner of magic
Sure.
this is used for? 16.
With a 16, you can't really tell, and most of that is because there's no magic here. This is just gross.
Alina's gonna be like, "Bleh," and
I'd like to eye for detail to see if I can find anything hidden, any hidden objects.
Make an investigation check. You begin to poke around.
Billy's gonna look for alternate paths.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation or
Promised me
perception?
treasure. So
Make an investigation
find
check.
treasure.
Of a different variety.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, Billy's also just looking at blood. There's stairs
There are.
right there.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess investigation would be to uncover or decipher clues. Perception is to spot hidden creatures or objects.
So your choice.
So, because we don't have any objects that we're looking for and all the creatures are seemingly dead, I'm going to use investigation, which is a dirty 20.
Okay. So dirty 20 for you, dirty 20 for Cheshire. Yours is an 8.
8. Stairs.
There are these stairs, and you
Found some
know
stairs.
at the top of these stairs you just heard a hag.
Stairs are up there. There are
But-
more stairs.
For you, the two of you looking for slightly different things. Ori, you're looking for creatures.
No, any like clues or hidden objects within the room. Just
Ori, the one thing that really sticks out to you is this treasure chest. It's right there in the entryway to this space. Kind of like there's ruins to the wall that once made it like a little side. And you can see what looks like a number of weapons.
over.
And Ori, no, directly across from you, the human.
Oh, I didn't see
And you
that.
see a rack of weapons, and as you look at them, there is a brief glimmer. There's almost certainly something magical to one of them. That seems entirely too convenient. Why were they not using that equipment? Why were they not using any of this stuff? And then it strikes you, you've heard of mimics before. That chest, almost certainly one of those. And those weapons, probably not the kind that you want to pick up. While one of them is magical,
It's like,
you know a thing or two
Well,
about curses because you've seen a thing or two.
yeah.
Cheshire, you looking for treasure. You do see the treasure chest, but similarly, you may not know that it's a mimic, but intuitively, a treasure chest sitting out on the open like
Good
that,
treasure there.
that's not good.
With enemies around it who didn't have it in their pockets. Like,
Exactly.
come on.
And so you begin to look, and these people probably have stuff in their pockets, but before you even look through, you remember that Dragonborn? Nothing. And so that might be a waste of time. You turn your attention forward and you can see there is a long wooden counter, and on the other side of it, crates and boxes and barrels and all kinds of things. And that seems like a good place to maybe start. So you make your way across, and going over there, pulling things away. With that check, there are all manner of things here. There is little items of food and things that are kind of boring, but you pull things away, and there's an entire box about half full of arrows, short bow arrows. There are all kinds of things, and these you get struck by the flat of a very standard-looking short bow arrow.
Thanks.
Well,
And if you walk over, there's about 30 of them in this box.
I mean, more arrows is more arrows, but I'm not really lacking. Plus, I'm using bolts now.
And you look through, and there's a lot of mundane equipment. It's all of a relatively low quality. Make a insight check. Insight check.
Inside, yeah.
It's
I
fine.
will help myself to a few of the snacks
Okay.
as well while I'm doing this.
No problem.
That's a 14.
With the 14, as you're eating these snacks, the thing that really comes to mind because you're eating snacks is there's a pretty diverse amount of food here. You open up one of these bags and there's some dried fish and several varieties, and that's pretty cool. And you start snacking on some. You open up, you're looking for like some crackers or something. And there is slightly stale and in one place a little moldy bread, but like all kinds of stuff and from different places. It's interesting. You haven't seen this diversity. You've seen with the kobolds, kobold stuff. They had kobold magic. They had kobold items. You have seen a couple of things that do bear in common, but not here. This is a lot of weird stuff. Nothing magical, nothing that seems valuable. And again, it seems like that kind of stuff is being kept out of the hands of the individuals working for the hags. You turn your attention to the stairs and you imagine anything really good would be up there.
Billy,
Yeah.
are hags multicultural, diversity aware, however you want to call it?
Do they have any DEI initiatives?
Billy just kind of turns around and is like, what the fuck?
There's a lot of weird stuff over here.
You walk over. You can see a bunch of weird stuff. All kinds of mishmash. Make a history check, Billy.
So are we all over there now?
If you want to be.
I mean, I'll wander over.
Okay, you wander over.
Yeah, because Ori got
Or
15.
wander
short bows
15.
thrown at him. Right?
You look amongst all this stuff and it's kind of hard to figure out where to put your eyes. There's iconography on some of these boxes. You can see there are some wax seals in places. Here and there, maybe elements of parchment, which is not super common. I mean, where do you start? This is a mess of stuff, but one thing's almost sure is you like kind of pry open a box and you see a bunch of potatoes. Like, there's nothing crazy valuable here, but it is a lot of different things.
Are there any like sigils or symbols that I recognize?
Make a history check.
It's just supplies. It's just a bunch of stuff that they took from other people. It's kind of what they do.
Bonuses
They don't
for
leave the forest.
proximity.
No.
No, people come to them.
I don't know
We've
shit.
seen a lot of
Potatoes.
well, we've seen a lot of different kinds of people just in this forest.
There's a
Like
lot
crazy
of like
potatoes.
different plants and
I don't know.
animals and weapons and like coats of
Potatoes are
arms and all kinds of
nutritious.
stuff. Hard to tell.
They accept payment in lots of different ways.
Potatoes.
All right. Well,
Why do you,
can
we have a bag of potatoes with us? Why are you so surprised?
We do have like 20 pounds of
make
potatoes.
our way?
Who accepted payment in potatoes?
Minka.
It was it Ori?
And Minka raises her hand.
It's in the bag of holding. Don't worry.
You look over at Valis. He's at the table banjing himself and eating a potato.
You have to cook those.
Look, I don't know if we have enough time to take a rest as much as I would like to, but
She
No.
knows. They know
there is
the
a
long.
certain level of press.
You look over, and the Dragonborn is dragging his chair in, and he looks at all of you and says, "I'm going to take one of those now." And kind of heads off towards the more comfortable chairs.
Oh, he's jerk.
Good call, man. Good call.
Oh well, pretty okay.
Billy like tosses a potato. No.
Hit him in the back with the potato. Good diplomacy.
Just, no, like, have a snack. You're a dragonborn. You can
Before we
toast it,
go
right?
up to what may be 1 to 5 hags.
Bill, 1 to 3. There's always 3. There's
Right,
not
but
1 to 5.
I think
He
these
said
were
that
the
there
5.
Oh, those,
These were the
just
5.
those 5. All right, I'm sorry, I'm just a bit.
We're gonna go up
That's
the
okay.
stairs.
Well, yeah,
Billy's
but
like
what?
starts
But what?
heading
No,
to the
He's
wait.
just
Stop. I'm
dragging
gonna
this
put my
heavy
hand on
chair
Billy's
back.
shoulder and be like, "Just wait, Ori. What?
Is there anything else that we should know before going upstairs? Do they already know exactly where we will be, or can I try to sneak up on them? Such as that,
They probably know where we're gonna be. Like, they can see through that guy.
How much time has it been since I started resting?
Like 5 minutes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There's no way this takes a full hour. Billy will not let it.
No way. Surprise at the
Billy
end of this
will
party.
not.
No, I think that's the thing is you might be surprised at how quickly
You're
it creeps
looting
up on
a
you.
lot of
Ori
stuff.
would
Yeah.
not.
So
Billy's not
at the moment, it's been
Alina
like
will
5
also not let
minutes.
it happen.
Billy just was told that there's stuff over here, looked at it, was like, it's dumb, and is looking to go back up the stairs
Ori has
ASAP.
basically just been
It's
slowly
time,
making
yeah.
his way across the room.
Yeah.
Is
And
at the
Alina, while
stairs.
she's walking over and up, is gonna just kind of conversationally to the group be like, I think the door is just a door. Like,
That's what it looks like to me.
You hear telepathically, I mean, that's what I told you.
I know. I'm just telling the group. I'm reporting out, man.
I'm still at this table banjing myself.
You're gonna be behind. Billy.
All of you
come on.
kind of in
I
doing
am at
this.
Jeff's door. They're not gonna come down to us. Can I?
They might.
They,
Billy pushes the doors open at the top of the stairs. And
Ori
Billy,
is-
as you look out into a dark
I'm also-
forest, that is where we're going to end for the evening because it is 10:30. But Billy, there is laughter coming from this room, and your wait is almost certainly at an end. But until next week, please stay safe. We'll see you then. If you can't wait that long, on Sunday at Alberon RPG on YouTube. You can see this when it re-airs. But please stay safe. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.